God damn, guys. God damn.
Oh, oh God. Oh man. Bro, what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing here today for your 321st edition of the news? Thank you guys for joining us. As always, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know how the show works, every Monday we're on here after Raw with Unscripted, and every Friday at 3 p.m. Central we're on here with the news, man. Speaking of which, if you guys did miss this past Monday's edition of Unscripted, which featured for the first time in a year and 4 months. It was an AEW title, bro. It was a fucking AEW title,
A
man.
year and 4 months is fucking wild, bro.
That is that's definitely quite absurd. That's definitely quite absurd. But hey bro, to be honest, dog, they had like they hardly had shit
They
going
have
on.
nothing going on.
Nothing.
They have their 2 good segments a week, and they've been riding ever since.
Yeah, and there's who knows? Who knows how long till there'll be another one. Maybe it'll be next week. Maybe it'll take another year and 4 months. So we don't know, man. We don't know.
You
But
never know.
um
Triple H keeps up doing his job as being horrible, then it'll probably be another year and a half.
Probably, bro. But if you guys did miss that, that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every single Monday after Raw for Unscripted, man. Also, for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW, we're live directly after the show goes off the air with the official post-show review. Also, don't know if I said it, but if you guys did miss Unscripted, it's available on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here on YouTube. Not sure if I said that or not, but just cover my bases. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Links to the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can find the slept on since 2020 design that you see on your very screen, as well as all the other OG designs live on there as we speak. Again, that is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get to know your boys here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead and let the people know what it is you are smiling about on this evening.
Man, I don't know if I can answer that question, man, but here, happy with you guys, man. It's a different time, so it's gonna be getting a little used to, man, but I'm cool with it. I'm excited, man. And
Cool.
especially when we got topics like we do today, mainly for WWE, and we got AEW topics, but pretty pretty just classic, simple AEW topics, man. But WWE, they're always doing something stupid, man. Yeah, you usually got your stupid stuff with WWE on Fridays. Usually got your stupid stuff with AEW on Mondays for us. So it balances itself out, man. It balances itself out because, man, I actually can't wait for Monday to talk about that Dynamite shit, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
Tony Khan.
Hey,
Oh, Tony Khan.
Hey man, it was one of and now I don't want I was almost gonna say it was one of those dynamite shows. It wasn't one of those dynamite shows. It had some very dynamite decisions. It had some very just head scratching Tony Khan
Tony Khan.
decisions. Yeah, on the
It
show.
does.
So no, I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to talk about it, man, and again there was a couple different things again where I'm kind of just left scratching my head wondering like why the fuck are we wasting our time on shit like this. Why are we making creative shifts like this? Like what are we doing, man? What are we doing? So I don't know, but it is it is quite frustrating. I must say, man, it is
It is.
definitely quite frustrating. But
It is.
um, yes. Did you ask how I was doing? I'm sorry.
Not yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Not
I'm I didn't want to answer a question I wasn't asked, but yes, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Honestly, just chilling. We have quite some interesting things to go over here today. And before I'm talking about before we get to wrestling, but I'll say this. Um, you know, I'll offer a trigger warning, okay? Because for anybody that that thinks we're chronic complainers, or one of one of the comments I recently
God.
got told me to cry louder, Mark. So if you if you have a problem with hearing me cry louder, I'm telling you guys right now, bro. This is going to be a berry fest today. This is going to be a berry
Oh
fest.
yeah.
These stories we have here today, now a few of them are good. These stories we have here today are some of the most dumb, illogical, ridiculous fucking things I've ever heard in my life, and they deserve everything they have coming for them. However,
Oh, they
before
really do.
a
They really
thousand
fucking do.
percent, bro, 1,000%. However, um, bro, first
Oh,
and
okay.
foremost, NBA. NBA. We got the finals. We got the finals game 2 tonight. Excited, very excited. Very excited for it. I see everybody trying to, write the Spurs off, man. Look, the way it looked to me, these two teams are very evenly matched. Now, I think the Spurs blew their lead at the end of game 1. I think they could have held on better. Yes, but everybody, writing San Antonio off. Now, I'll say this. I was completely wrong. See, I never thought that I never thought the Knicks would I didn't think they would be this competitive. I'll say I didn't think they would be this competitive, but I did say that before they went on this, or they might have been right in the beginning of this 11-game winning streak, which I didn't expect shit like this. I'm not going to lie. We definitely have ourselves a series, but nonetheless, what I can say is this is this is good hoops, bro. This is good hoops. I'll say that. I would be fine with either team winning this. I like the Knicks. I would love to see them bring a championship to New York after fucking a 50-year drought, since I think it was 73 or 72 since the last time the Knicks won. A chip. But and I would also love to see Wemby and those guys grab a ring, and they are young, man. I mean, they got a while before they got to pay any of those guys. But no, Gotti, wow, got Gotti's on the cry
Kyle
louder
Mark.
Mark train, bro. Come on, dude.
That is a good comment, bro.
No,
I would have had to love that. I would have had to like that comment.
I
They put that
definitely
under my
I definitely did like it, bro. I think it's
bitch
under our
shit
Clash in
away.
Italy review on YouTube, bro. It's absolutely hilarious. It did make me laugh. I can't lie. That was a good
Dude,
one.
one type of comment I always get, and I don't understand it. It could be like the most mild, just simple opinion that we give, bro. And damn near every comment, or a comment on every video by a different person every time, is wild take,
Oh
crazy take.
yeah.
I'm like thinking, like, bro, that's a wild take for you. See me saying something, or you saying something so simple. I always get that comment, bro. Crazy take. What are you talking about, bro? I'm not saying that fucking like you acting like I'm saying some crazy shit. I think the one I got was under like the Oba and Brock clip of us talking about that situation. Like, what do you mean crazy take?
Oh,
What
dude.
even is the take here?
Those ones kill me, dude. Because like it'll be the ones where it'll be the ones where like we're bitching about like the
Calm.
SmackDown like mid card division, and we'll be like, they need to use more people, they need to use Mello, they need to use Dragonov, they need to use Phoenix, they need to use such and such or whatever, and the people will be in the comments talking about like, oh, this is a wild take. Like, what's a wild take? The fact that
What?
I don't just want Cody fucking Rhodes on my screen and Sami Zayn and like what what I'm like what's crazy about that take? I don't get it.
Or one I always fucking get lately, dude, especially recently. If I check my comments right now, there are so many, bro. Hey, I'm reading one right now, bro. You know, Trips doesn't have creative power anymore.
Oh,
Another one.
oh,
You
dude.
guys should keep. What the fuck is this one? Another one about Triple H, man, where he's fucking not in charge anymore. He's just a scapegoat, bro.
No,
You're our
TKO's the
boy's
scapegoat,
washed.
bro. TKO's
Exactly.
TKO literally takes the bad rap for anything that Triple H does. Anytime Triple H does anything bad, people just blame TKO. Like, no, bro,
Yeah.
you guys gotta blame him too, bro. Like at some point. Um,
Literally, at some point, bro. Like, genuinely, that Pat McAfee stuff rotted fans' brains and made
yes,
them think TKO is the only bad thing. Like,
yes,
bro, Mania was straight cheeks before
horrible,
that shit, and that shit just made it worse, bro. Like, what are you talking
horrible.
about?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't get it either, but I get it all the time on like our like because
Wild
we make
take.
yeah we make clips. We probably produce at least two a month. I would say at least two a month that are complaining about like that SmackDown mid card scene and how they don't use
Oh
anybody on
yeah.
SmackDown. And those ones I always get like this is insane. Like this is a crazy take. This is absurd. Like you guys are. Oh, my favorite one is podcast equipment should be more expensive. Like, brother,
Oh
let
yeah.
me fucking tell you,
Already
you don't want to fucking know the amount of money I spent on fucking equipment for this podcast. Like, look, hey,
like, dog.
um, yeah,
Just
no, but
weed, it's not expensive enough.
those ones, man, those ones get me, bro. Those ones get me because those are the ones where I'm like, what is bad about complaining about them using Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov? And of course, sometimes you get the ones that are like, oh, those guys aren't stars, those guys are vanilla midgets. But you know what kind of wrestling fans those come from? Like those are like the old
Yeah.
heads that fucking think Ilya Dragunov's like a vanilla midget and he can't hoop or whatever. But like who the fuck is genuinely sitting there like, oh, they're wrong for thinking they should use people? Like,
Like,
are
or it's
you,
wild.
yeah, like, are you okay with how SmackDown is right now? Like, that's my question. But no, it's all love though, bro. It's all love.
It should be killing me.
Those
I
comments
love comments.
genuinely kill
I,
me.
mean, I would much rather get those type of comments than anything, bro, because that
Oh,
shit just makes me
100%.
laugh, bro. Because
Oh,
like, what are
100%.
you talking about? What do you mean it's a wild take? I want younger stars in the main event scene. How's that a wild take? What do you mean crazy take? That shit fucking kills me, man.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. I'm looking at it right now. Cry harder, Mark. On our, on, on our
Goaded comment, bro.
on our Clash
Oh,
in Italy review. Hilarious.
here's the Triple H one. Triple H doesn't book. He's just a scapegoat. So he's just sitting in the back, just chilling, I guess, all
Digging his
day.
ass, I guess. I get fucking guess, bro.
The fuck, dude? These fans kill me.
Nah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But oh, bro, yes, Logan. Sometimes I will send Logan these comments because they're just so hilarious to me,
They're
bro. But
so
yes,
good, dude.
TikTok especially, bro.
Oh yeah.
It is hilarious, bro. It is hilarious how much wrestling fans care to like be challenged on their opinion. They hate it. They fucking
Mm-hmm.
hate it, bro. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. As members of the IWC, I guess we all have our opinions, and
Well,
we all think
guilty.
other opinions are fucking stupid. But that's the cycle, right? It's like any sport, really. You could say one thing about a player, somebody thinks completely different. Oh well. But yes, TikTok
Exactly.
comments are fucking hilarious, bro. And it's like, yeah, those ones are like it's always funny to me when we get like the horrible take, and then that's all they say. Like,
It's
what
just all
about the
they say.
fucking
They don't
take is horrible?
elaborate. They don't elaborate. No one on TikTok in the comment section ever elaborates on anything, bro. They just say wild take, crazy take, bad take, good take. They don't fucking ever elaborate on nothing, dude.
Hilarious stuff. But no, all comments are welcome here, bro.
Oh, 100%.
No
I
hard
love
feelings,
hate
bro. No hard
comments.
feelings. But look,
They're
bro.
hilarious.
Yeah, no. I see a lot of people writing the Spurs off. Here's the thing. For me, you can't really judge a series until like after game 3, to be honest,
Mhm.
man. To really see where it's going, unless it's like very lopsided, but in a series like this where, and two, people were writing the Spurs off, and a lot of the Spurs main players had off nights. Like Wemby didn't really have that good of a night. Vassell wasn't really on. Julian Champagnie had a really good first half. De'Aaron Fox wasn't really on. So it's like, it's hard to tell because it's like, how are things going to pan out when those guys do have good games? So for me, you can't really tell. I mean, again, as far back as 5 years ago, you know what I mean? It happened to my Mavericks in 06, but like as far as 5 years ago, how many times do we see teams go up 2-0? You know what I mean? And then the other team comes back to win 4 straight. So that's why for me, I always say game 3 is like a good kind of like pinpoint to see where we're at in the series. I think it's going to be competitive. It's going to be a lot more competitive than I thought it would be. And I see Gotti and Logan talking about it, bro. Jalen Brunson is sensational, bro. I'm telling you right now, if he brings a chip, he is Batman. Crime's been down 78% since the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, it's going to shoot up 100%. It's going back to normal. I don't think Jalen Brunson's going to be able to stop it. It's going to be his fault, as a matter of fact. If he brings this city a chip, bro.
The one dude said, win or lose, they burn the city down.
Yes, Jalen Brunson, sensational, man. He went out in the first, was dealing with like ankle problems the whole game, dude. Came back, made some huge shots for them down the stretch, and secured them the victory. It was a 14-point comeback that the Knicks pulled off. Sensational basketball by the New York Knicks, which is why I say, to me, I'm really fine with seeing either team win as long as it wasn't that fucking Thunder, man. As long as it wasn't that Thunder team, I would have been okay with it, man, because both teams play really good basketball, and I can appreciate that, and that is what Mr. Silver should be looking towards for his league, not a bunch of fucking flopping. Which OKC's a great team. Take out the flopping, and I think they'd be okay. I think they'd be more likable, but unfortunately, that's not how they play sometimes. But I gotta say, and I was thinking about this today, dude. I'm terrified for the season to be over. I genuinely am. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. There's no football on. There's no fucking basketball on. I don't watch baseball. I'm familiar with hockey, but I'm not like an avid hockey watcher. Especially since the Blackhawks dynasty ended. So it's like, what the fuck? So I got nothing. I'm scared, dude. I'm scared. Like, I don't know where my life goes after this. If they want to, I don't know. I don't know. Let's start going to meetings.
I mean, we got SmackDown.
Brother. See, that's the problem. Yeah. That's the fucking problem. I don't want this life, bro. I don't want to go back to just being a wrestling fan, dude. When does the NFL start? We got like another fucking 4 months for that. Like, oh my god. When does the NFL start? Is it? I don't know. Listen. That was the other thing I meant to mention, bro. The Chicago Bears today confirmed. They said, barring anything strange, it's a done deal. So unless something strange happens, unless Illinois, fucking chucks up a full quarter and fucking drains it, they're gone. They're gone to Hammond, Indiana, which, everybody says, the Hammond Bears or whatever. Obviously, a lot of teams play out of their city. I can't think of teams other than maybe the Giants that play actually out of state, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, man, it sucks. Soldier Field it's Soldier Field. It's iconic. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful field, man. But at the end of the day, the shit Illinois was doing to them, bro, they wouldn't pay for any infrastructure for it. They wouldn't help them at all. So then they wanted to go to Arlington, but something happened with that. And from what I've heard, the state of Indiana is giving them $700 million in infrastructure costs, and then a whole nother $1 billion to, to fund the stadium. So like, I get why I get why they left, and as a matter of fact, bro, I kind of agree with it. If Indiana is willing to, and then I think they told them that they can build the stadium tax free, which is like, how do you pass up an opportunity like that? Like, would it have been cool to stay in Illinois? Yeah, but at the end of the day, Hammond, Indiana, like like on a non-game day, you could probably get from like Soldier Field to Hammond, Indiana in like 25-30 minutes. Now on a game day, it's probably going to take you about an hour, but like at the end of the day, I get it. I get why they left. I get why they left, and cheers to the Hammond Bears, man. Cheers to the Hammond Bears. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm excited for him, though. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for a new stadium. And the stadium, again, it's not too far. So, like, even if they do bring a WrestleMania to... and I wonder if they bring a WrestleMania there, are they going to call it WrestleMania in Indiana? Or are they
No,
going to
they're
call it...
saying Chicago.
Okay. I had a feeling, but, like... Because I feel like if they do India... Like, when you think Indiana, like, when you think stadium in Indiana, you think Lucas Oil Stadium. So I guess the
I'm
Hammond
saying,
Stadium is gonna be the Chicago Stadium, if you will.
because I think that part of it's damn near like next. Yeah, it's still next to East Chicago, and East
Yeah,
Chicago is in Indiana, so they'll just say fucking Chicago. If they go to fucking Rosemont and shit all the time and talking about fucking
Schaumburg.
Chicago,
Yes,
that you
yes.
exactly you fucking you say that's Chicago, because I mean technically it's still technically a part of Chicago is literally in Indiana, so I mean they're not wrong.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. So I get it, and I'm excited for him, man. I'm excited for him finally build their stadium. I wish they could have stayed at Soldier Field. I what if if I had the pen and obviously an unlimited budget, I would have just tore that motherfucker down and built a completely new Soldier Field.
Just built the new.
But then again, if they won't help you with anything, the fucking state of Illinois, if they won't help you with anything, and you want to leave because of it's like the least capacity arena or it's like the least capacity stadium in the entirety of the NFL, and if they won't help you with anything, bro, if Illinois is going to be bogus, then fucking leave, cuz again, it's their loss at the end of the day. Now they lose out on all that, on all the revenue that the Bears bring them being down there. So it's their loss, but I'm happy for them, man, and I get it. So yeah, but I mean, again, it sucks they won't be playing. You won't be able to fucking see the Chicago skyline in Madden anymore, or the couple skyscrapers they have right off of Soldier Field and Madden anymore. It sucks that they won't be downtown Chicago anymore. But at the end of the day, that's Illinois' fault. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
I don't know, man. We got Bell, bro. Bell is here. Says, hey
how
guys,
you doing,
couldn't
Bill?
ask for a better time to walk away from wrestling for a while, because between the World Cup and F1 every other weekend, we just won't have time for it the majority of the summer. Hey, like I was just saying, bro, I don't know dude, when the NBA season is done, man, I'm terrified. I genuinely don't know what the fuck I'm gonna be able to sink my teeth into, bro.
Oh man, I've been finding an excuse to do anything else, bro. I've been rewatching The Boys. I never watched the spinoff, so I'm gonna watch the fucking spinoff after I'm done with this season. I'm just finding shit to do, bro. Cause like, who's watching SmackDown? Who really sits there and like loves Dynamite? Fucking Raw sucks. You can't find no enjoyment right now, man. It is brutal, man. We get AEW pay-per-views, and that's it. That's all you fucking got right now.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. But Durante's here. How you doing, my brother? Thank you for joining us. Um, yes, Rosemont. Rosemont is my second favorite arena. I think acoustically that arena's the best. I think that one just
Mhm.
traps noise best. But for me, and I hate that WWE put a bad taste in my mouth, bro. But the United
The
Center is my
UC,
favorite,
bro.
and I just hate the last time we went there. The show fucking sucked because it was amazing. It really was. It was amazing being there. amazing. Feeling that aura, feeling the aura of Mike, feeling the aura of D Rose, bro, of the Blackhawks dynasty.
D-Rose.
But they fucked it all up, man. They fucked it all up. I must say.
No, they fucked everything up. That show fucking blew.
That was terrible.
Fucking, that shit broke my heart seeing that fucking that structure live. Man, that shit was rough, bro. That shit was fucking rough, man. So yeah, wrestling kind of fucking sucks right now, man. Like Logan says, really no games coming out besides like Assassin's Creed. They got that coming out, man. Basically waiting for GTA 6 in fucking November. So goddamn.
I'm hoarding a bunch of games that I need like a motherfucker, man. I can't lie to you, man.
Oh, dude, I'm waiting
I
for the sale of the century.
I got my 100%, bro. I don't know when it's gonna be, but I know both are on sale right now, but I'm not going to pull the trigger right now. I got we got Ghost of Yote is on sale, but the sale's not good enough for my liking. We got Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is on sale as well, and 007. Whenever that, as time goes on, I'm sure that will go on sale, and I definitely want to cop that as well. It looks good, but yeah, yeah, bro, yeah. Other than that, man, I gotta say, guys, for the first time last night, your boy has obtained for the first time in history a 99 overall Ultimate Team, bro. So that was a cool accomplishment. I couldn't believe that was the first time I ever done it. That was the first time. That was genuinely the first time I ever done it. All the years I played Madden. Now, granted, when I was a kid, it was hard as fuck to get your team to like 95. It's obvious. It's definitely a lot easier now. But I did it, man. So that's cool. Yes, yep, Madden 26. I finally did it, man. Now, I didn't play. I think the last Madden I played was 2021 or oh yes, I did play 24. I did play 24.
I was gonna say, I thought you played 24 and skipped 25 and played 26. I think that's what you did.
Yes, yeah. So I've skipped a lot of years, but yeah. So that was cool. That was cool, man. So yeah. All right, guys. Let's. I know everything else is interesting. I literally know everything else is interesting, but let's talk some wrestling, bro. Let's talk some wrestling, man. Oh man, yes. When I was a kid, bro, anytime I got, cause like, for birthdays or whatever, all I would fucking ask for is either PlayStation cards or money, cash to get PlayStation cards. And every single day, I would, damn near every single day, that any day that I had a 20 on me, bro, I would fucking ask my dad to take me to Walmart or Walgreens or somewhere where I could get a PlayStation card, bro. And I would I would go home, open me some packs, probably not make shit off of it. It's a lot easier to do no money spent these days. It's a lot easier. You can actually have a really good team off no money spent these days. So I watch a lot of guys that do no money spent and they have fucking god squads. So,
It's good to see, man. You don't get to use those websites to get like more coins than you could actually buy through Madden. That shit's goated.
For sure, bro. All right, man. MJF. We're gonna start you guys off with the 4 AEW stories we have for today. We got the big four. Starting off with MJF. According to Uncle Dave, MJF hyperextended his knee during his match with Roosh on Dynamite, forcing him to be pulled from independent appearances. There is hope within AEW that the injury is not serious. MJF's knee is swollen and he is in pain. However, AEW plans for the next pay-per-view, AEW's plans for the next pay-per-view are not in jeopardy at this time. A source claimed that he is 1,000,000% doing what is scheduled for San Jose.
It's interesting. The fact that they're so, like, not worried about him being injured really still makes me think that Kenny's going to take it from him at some point, dude.
But see, See, here's the thing. This is not the first time we've seen MJF. I mean, do you remember World's End when he dropped the title to Samoa Joe? When he went out there bandaged, wrapped up like a mummy,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even
He
wearing
didn't
like
know
a
his shirt.
whole shoulder brace.
Oh, dude, you could tell Cody Rhodes was his mentor, bro. That man wrestled fucking damn near with an arm falling off. So he'll wrestle with anything. I know that, but it's interesting, man. But it sucks. MJF got that injury. That's probably why you don't keep the same person in the same spot for that long.
Correct.
And I still think it is his time as champion is coming up soon. I
Well,
think with Redemption still.
well. Maybe it'll be Mark Briscoe. Maybe Mark Briscoe will finally get it done. You know,
Finally get it
Bell
done.
Bell says I can't wait when I get back to watching wrestling. MJF's like a freaking 6-time world champion or something. Hey, he might be six
Oh yeah,
times by the age of 30. You know, his
he
stat
might
pad.
be. Yeah,
There's a
I
lot
wouldn't
stat
really
pad.
fucking doubt it,
There's
Bill.
there's a lot of stat padding going on these days. Fucking apparently,
A lot
but
of, you got Cody, you got fucking man. I thought back in the day, fucking the Charlotte and fucking Mercedes stuff was bad.
yeah. Bro, at least from what I know watching basketball, hyperextensions happen quite a bit. Typically they take like a month. Now again, he does have a month, I guess, until Forbidden Door. So, I'm sure, he can be okay to go. The whole thing that gets me is they're saying, 1,000,000% he's doing what's scheduled for San Jose. That sounds like something that sounds like something MJF would say. Like, oh, I'm not missing that. Like, now again,
Mhm.
we do have about another month to go before Forbidden Door. So, I'm sure with constant physical therapy, he would be okay. At least depending on at least a lot of the hyper extensions I see. I know it happened to Jokic this year, and he was out for a month. You know what I mean? And his, I don't know how bad his was though. I feel like I feel like I've definitely seen worse hyper extensions. And I would have to relook at and see how bad MJF's really was, but um no, man. I mean, I think he will be okay to go, but again, the 1,000,000% line to me just makes it seem like he doesn't care if he's good or not. He's gonna go at the show, which I'll say, um, don't rush him back for a Mark Briscoe match. If you're gonna rush him back, at least have it be for a fucking Andrade Alito match, at least. Um,
Yeah, Andrade, Kenny, a real match.
yes. But yeah, man. That's I mean, that's just again that's best case scenario, hoping that he does get better back in time, and worst case scenario, you're gonna have to keep him out until redemption, and that's okay because you have a ridiculously talented roster, so don't rush him back if
Okay,
that's the
he'll be
case.
fine.
um so now again, at least from what we've seen from hyper extensions, that's at least from what I know. Again, it is about a month, but just be cautious, bro. And again, um, and let's can we focus on getting this championship off MJF, please, please.
No, exactly. That's what really they should be focused on, man. Fucking Gotti mentions about the star ratings, man. I saw his comment earlier. They good old Meltzer, man. He gave the Mask versus Mask 5.75 stars, and apparently, I just learned from Gotti, he also gave Osprey versus Mark Davis that exact same rating.
Osprey versus Mark Davis from when? Wednesday?
I think Wednesday.
Is this guy
I
giving
just
random dynamite matches 5.75 stars now?
the same as Mask versus Mask, bro. So Meltzer is the goat, dude. And man, his scale on like what's amazing or not, I would love to peek in his mind, bro. They shit's insane.
No, it really is. It really is. Um, but that is the news on MJF. Speaking of more AEW news, man, Mick Foley. According to WrestleVotes, AEW sources spoken to believe that Mick Foley has made up his mind that he would wrestle once more and that it would be for AEW. It is believed that if he got cleared, Tony Khan would be eager to book the match. You know, let's see. Mick.
Come on, man. I was gonna say, how old is he?
Oh,
Oh,
I mean, not as old as I thought, but he's
I mean, he's still
60.
Mick Foley. Oh, but like
But brother,
this is Mick
this
Foley.
is
Like
Mick
we're
Foley.
saying,
You can add
I was
like
gonna say like
7 years onto
13
that,
years.
bro. Yeah, possibly
Like,
even
I
that. Yeah.
love Mick Foley. Genuinely, it's not even about his quality. I don't even think that's my argument here. It's just his age and his health, bro. I mean, I know that's Mick Foley's whole thing is, it's all about the pop, his famous quote, man. But like, man, like you don't
Come
gotta
on,
do
bro.
this. You could just not. You don't need to take bumps no more, bro. Is good. Your presence itself is enough, man. You really don't need to be taking bumps, be in a match. If Mick Foley wants it, which I'm sure he does, Tony Khan's gonna want it too. I'm sure it's gonna happen at some point, man. Um, I could see a Derby match or something like that, man. And either way, man, yeah, I would just hope they're careful, man, because man,
Yeah.
you don't have to do that. But I know if you know Mick Foley and you know Tony Khan in AEW, it's gonna happen at some point, dude. I know it is.
No, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I can see a Darby match. I can also see an MJF match, being that they,
I could see that too.
kind of teased it, or
Or even a tag match with Darby, with maybe MJF and somebody else or something like that.
yeah, yeah, I could see that as well. I mean, look, man, I don't think this should happen, but I feel like if this were to happen, it is because Mick Foley is trying to prove a point to WWE, or not prove a point, but like stick it to WWE that he could say he wrestled his last match for AEW. Now I don't even know if he wrestled his last match for WWE or if it was on like a TNA or an indie show, or what exactly the case was, but I could very well see that happening. Again, I like Mick on board. I think WWE didn't use Mick Foley at all, so and in a way they kind of disrespect Mick Foley, I think, a lot, and I like that he's in AEW. I just don't see the need to be doing like matches and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I think Mick is good. I think he's good in that legend role. I don't really see a point for him to be. I don't really see a point for him to be involved, physically in the ring. If he wants to get physical, that's fine. But having matches and all that stuff, I just think, bro, this guy's been through so much in his career. I mean, the again, he's 60 years old, but you can chuck a lot of years of
Mhm.
wear and
Beat
tear,
down.
yes, on his body, man. So it's something I wouldn't recommend, but I'm sure if Tony Khan feels like he wants to do it, he probably grew
He's
up
gonna
watching
fucking do
Mick,
it.
and Mick. Yeah, I believe Mick was in ECW before, and we all know Tony Khan loves ECW, so I'm sure he's gonna book it. But
Exactly.
he,
He fucking loves anything non WWE, dude. WCW, ECW, fucking anything in Japan, dude. That man is a mark for it, man, and he's seen it. So I'm sure he's itching for that Mick Foley match. I already know he is.
100%. Apparently, the Mask versus Mask is the highest rated Dave's ever given anything associated with WWE.
I was
Really?
gonna say that. I think that's their first match above 5, which is I don't know if it's their first match above 5, but obviously due to that it's their highest, which is fucking crazy, dude. Because like I love
Jeez.
the Mask versus Mask. It was genuinely amazing, but like you didn't give them 2018 NXT matches that shit, bro. You didn't give nothing. You didn't give Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns
Mm-mm.
like come on, bro. Like what?
Nada.
What are we doing here, bro?
Nada. Um, Durante says he's got a question. What the hell happened to my girl Jordy Ann Grace? Well, she's not in the Queen of the Ring tournament. She is lobbying to be the first Paul Heyman girl, but it looks like that honor is gonna go to
It's gonna
Maxine
stay in
Dupree.
2K. Maxine Dupree, bro. I guess they're just gonna keep it a part of that 2K storyline, and that's all that fucking thing will ever be is part of a 2K storyline, man. So they do nothing with her, man. Our boy Flex was right. He predicted it, and
Mhm.
Jordy and Grace just it's just floating around in Gatorade, man.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
poor Jordy Ann, bro. Poor Jordy Ann.
Oh,
Um,
okay. God, he says the match beforehand was Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole. That was a 5.5. Okay,
okay.
okay.
A lot of people say that one is their favorite. That's a banger. Personally, I wouldn't put
That's a
it over
that's a
Gargano
classic.
Almas, but that's a classic for sure.
I would probably put one of those Ciampa and Johnny matches even
Take over New
higher.
Orleans.
Uh,
Take over New
yeah,
Orleans. Yeah, for sure.
but like people do love that Adam Cole and Gargano match, which I mean I love it, but like I don't know, I feel like Andrade and Ciampa just gave a little bit more to Gargano for me.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I would, yeah, I would probably put the Adam Cole match is definitely top three, but
It's top
um,
three, 100%, but it's number three for me.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would probably say Gargano Almas is for sure number one. I would probably
hmm
say Gargano Champa take over New Orleans, and then Cole Gargano. So, um,
No, most definitely.
speaking of more AEW, as announced by Fox Sports Mexico, AEW is returning to Mexico City with AEW Grand Slam Mexico live from Arena Mexico on Wednesday, August 5th. Tickets go on sale Saturday, June 6th at 10 a.m. local time. So AEW is returning. AEW is returning. They went last year. I want to say it was a bit earlier. It might have been in like June last year. But they are returning to Arena Mexico. And the poster's got a lot of CMLL guys on it. They have Mascarada Dorada and they have Mystico, the greatest luchador of all time. And you know, they're going back, and they love doing their Grand Slam shows. They love doing their Grand Slam Australias and their Grand Slam Mexicos, and their Grand Slam Portuguese or wherever the hell they're gonna go next. No, they love doing them, and I'm excited to see them go back. I think last year was a really good. I think it was a really good atmosphere, and it was, I think it was a cool show. I always like when they expand their market. I would rather see them go to Arena Mexico than Portland, Maine, or Fishers, Indiana.
Just
So
the greatest fucking psych they done ever gave us, bro. Portland, Maine is a wild fucking like, bro, what? But I'm excited. I'm happy. Mexico's always a good crowd, man, and I love seeing Mr. Cole on AEW
yes,
television, man, and we'll get the mad scientist of Lucha Libre as well. Um, Those CMLL guys are fucking hilarious, dude. So it'll be a fun show. The crowd's gonna be really dope, and I'm glad they still go over there, man. And it's very cool. I'm glad they found like a place over there and a spot to go to Mexico over there. I wish they would just take and this is more Tony Khan traditions, man. I know he's gonna keep taking Grand Slam to Mexico, bro. Take different shows, man. Take fucking Redemption next year to Mexico and take
hmm
pay-per-views and stuff, man. I love the TV events. I do. I think it's good to have the big TV episodes, man. But like, I want him to also take pay-per-views to outside the country more and not just all in London. I just want that to just be a thing that they do, man. I really hope they do that.
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, yeah, I think that's the next step for AEW. I think instead of just doing your Grand Slam shows, I would like to see them expand out and, like you said, kind of give pay-per-views a little bit of the same love. Now, again, I do understand doing the big TV episodes. Those are important to have just to keep TV fresh and just to kind of keep that spark there when it comes to wanting to watch the show on a Wednesday. But yeah, I would love to see some of these crowds get some more love, and they obviously do All in London, and they typically like to go to London about once a year. But I would love to see Tony Khan expand that out. I would like to see him go to Arena Mexico or Aztec Stadium for more for more pay-per-views, man. For more pay-per-views, you could even probably bring like an all in there to Aztec
You
Stadium.
really
I know
could.
that I know they've wanted it. I know a lot of the people over there have wanted it. You know, there's a lot of places you can go. I mean, look at all these places WWE goes, whether it's France, or Paris, France, Lyon, France, Torino, Italy, Wales, yeah, Cardiff, Wales. You got us, what the, I just blank, Scotland. You know what I mean? You have all these different places. Puerto Rico. You have all these places that WWE goes. And I would like to see AEW, you know, kind of spread their wealth along to, you know, some of those places for pay-per-views as well. So yeah, but Grand Slam Mexico is confirmed for Wednesday, August 5th, at Arena Mexico, man. So 10 a.m. local time, which is pretty crazy.
Man,
I didn't realize their shows are that early.
it makes sense. Hey, what time did fucking well, now, wait, then why did this like the mass versus mass stuff come on at like fucking 11 at night?
It's a good question.
Because I don't think they're that off from Central Time. I think they're like an hour difference from us. I don't know. There's probably some reason.
Yeah, I wonder. But yeah, that is the news on AEW returning to Mexico for another Grand Slam. The last AEW story for today, man, according to Fightful, The Butcher and The Blade are free agents after their AEW contracts have expired.
No.
Butch and Blade
But
are, bro, I swear, every
I'll
time I see
never
the
forget
Butcher,
that.
I'll never forget, bro. When we went to All Out 2021,
Yes.
when we went to All Out 2021, the Butcher had been out for a while, so it was just the Blade, and he was like, you know, in the party, you know, family compound or whatever. And bro, Butcher returned on the pre-show of that show, and like where we were standing in the merch line, you could like, there was like an open space where you could like watch what was happening in the ring, and Butcher came out and made his return, and this dude that we were like standing close by in the
Ew.
merch line starts losing his fucking marbles as if fucking John Cena just walked out on the pre-show, bro. I mean, he
Goated.
I'm you know, I'm standing there talking to Sir K, bro, and all the fucking sudden, dude, this dude just starts screaming his head off. He's like, Butch,
Butch.
Butch, and he's going ape shit, and we're just sitting there like, the fuck, like
This is the
what?
Butcher.
It's the it's the Butcher, bro. Like what the fuck is wrong with this dude, bro? But yeah, and God, every time I see the Butcher, I think of that dude, bro. I wonder where he is in life today. I wonder if he's still a huge Butcher mark, bro. It's a big Butcher mark.
Dude, the AEW fans love them too, man. I don't get it. You know, I like the idea of them. I don't think any
Same.
version of them actually panned out, dude. So this one, personally, I'm not tripping about, man. You got New Day and MCMG coming in. If you gotta, you know, make some room, respectfully, Butcher and the Blade are the perfect people to make room with. Hopefully, you know,
Correct.
maybe they could work some out with AEW. Maybe they go and, you know, go to work for WWE, man. What a, you know, that might be, you know, a big get for WWE, man. But either way, personally, I'm not tripping about it, man. I wasn't a big Butcher and Blade guy. At least not the way Tony Khan fucking used them, and not from really anything I've seen from them, if I'm being honest, man. So, you know, if it's what they wanted, good for them, man. Hopefully they could go do what they want. And as a fan, I'm not really tripping about this one.
Yeah, kind of, you know, kind of sitting in the same boat, Now, again, Butcher and Blade, their contracts have expired with AEW, man. And here's the thing. I think that, you know, in idea, they were very good. They have a very cool look. They have a very cool look between the both of them. I think, you know, the visual, I think, is there. And again, a lot of people, a lot of AEW fans love Butcher and Blade. To me, yeah, there was no version of this group that I was ever like, you know, if you go do that, if you go back to doing that, you know what I mean? These guys could be some serious players. I never felt that way because there was never a version of them that I thought was, you know, ever really booked good. You know what I mean? Or you know, again, they were always, you know, they were mercenaries. They were treated as mercenaries, when I don't think that's the direction you should have took with them at all. They kind of gave like a horror aspect to me. I don't know
Hmm.
why you would make them, you know, these just mercenaries, these guys that just do things for money. It just again, the one's name is the Butcher and the other one is named the Blade. Like, bro, again, why you didn't take some type of like horror aspect to their character, I don't really understand. I don't really, you know, you could have shot some really cool vignettes with them, or you could have done like some really cool, you could have done some really cool stuff, you know, production wise with them, visually with these guys, and I don't think they ever capitalized on that. um
No.
Now, where will these guys end up next? Well, they could, obviously they could find indie work. They can, you know, they can go to TNA, they can go to MLW. There's, you know, they could go to the UK, they could go to New Japan. There's a bunch of places for them to work. CMLL, AAA, whatever. Do I see them going to WWE? Honestly, bro, it's not as out of the realm as you may think, especially with this whole, you know, WWE wants to revamp their tag division. I think, I actually think WWE has a better shot at, you know, maybe treating these guys better than AEW did. A, because that's
I
not
think
really
they
a
do.
hard task. AEW didn't really treat them good at all. But I feel like WWE would nail their production a lot better than I think AEW, you know, could. Do I expect these guys to be some huge fucking act in WWE? No, but you know, I can expect, I could see WWE using them better. Now, again, I
I
don't think
think
they're going to go on to be one of the greatest tag teams of all time, but I think WWE is a better chance of making, you know, better use out of them than AEW does. And again, especially with, you know, what have we been hearing for the past 3 weeks? AEW, or not AEW, WWE wants to revamp the tag division. They want to sign
revamp
teams
it.
and they want to rebuild it. Um, so seeing guys like Butcher and Blade become available, it's not as out of the realm of possibility as some may think. I'll say that.
It's, especially with how much WWE loves to spite AEW with trying to
Yes,
sign people. I could definitely
correct.
see that now. You know, sometimes they sign people to spite AEW and they don't fucking do anything with them.
Royce.
Look at Royce Keys. You know what I mean? That's one of those people that that you know the only reason they really signed him was to tell AEW, oh, we took a guy, and they just don't fucking do anything with him. So WWE had Vincent and Dutch at one point and never did anything with them.
Yeah.
Um, so genuinely, for Butcher and the Blade, they might as well shoot the dice and like try to get signed by WWE just in case, the luck does pan out and they fucking work out and WWE likes them, or you're gonna end up being a Vincent and Dutch over there, man, and they just don't fucking look at you at all, man. But you might as well roll the dice with them because there's a chance with WWE that they're gonna try to spike the fuck out of you, out of AEW, and use the shit out of you, man. At least in the tag division, which just means instantly winning the tag titles and just floating around. But to WWE, that's doing a lot with the tag division.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And that is everything for, for the AEW side of the news, man. And moving on to the WWE news. But before we get to all that, man, we do have a word from our sponsor here at NHP. We got a word from W Energy. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Truly always gotta shout out W. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, man. No matter what it is, no matter what you gotta stay focused on, man. You need the energy, you need the focus. W's gotcha. It'll give you all of that. You won't have the jitters, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Truly always. Gotta shout out W.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And shout out to the wonderful people over at W, the official sponsor of what we do here at NHP.
We do.
Oh, man. Oh, God.
Yeah. Hey, where do we start on this fucking laundry list of bullshit?
Well,
let's
talk about other free agents, right? Let's talk about others.
Okay.
We'll start with the other free agents, being that we just talked about Butcher and Blade. Let's now talk about a free agent coming from TNA. Because TNA champion Mike Santana's contract is set to expire this summer, with it expected to expire in July. There has been interest from WWE previously. What's the deal, bro? Do you think WWE is going to make a hard play for Mike Santana? Do you think he's going to go back to his old home, AEW?
I don't think he's ever going back there.
Yeah, there ain't no fucking shot. Or do you think, he's going to do the noble thing and stay with TNA? Just like they all do.
TNA. Yep. TNA wouldn't even stay with TNA, bro. So I don't know why TNA thinks that he would do that shit, bro. But I think he might go to not AEW, what the fuck, WWE. Really? My bad. I think he's going over there. I think they want him, man. They have value in him. There's nothing they want to do more than just use TNA as another side of NXT, essentially, to get people exactly. So I think they're going to take him, man. And I really hope they do. And I really hope they use the fuck out of him. I love Santana. Everything I see from him, he's a beast. His character and mic work is very fucking good, man. He's just like a real ass person, man, which is very nice to see. And I think would really stand out in WWE, man, because WWE, at least for me, a lot of times people just feel like walking catchphrases and walking, or just like not like real people. I'm just asking myself, like, real people don't say that, they don't act like that. So I think he would actually be really fresh, a really fresh feel in WWE, man. And they got Damian Priest. He's from Puerto Rico. He's the definition of a pretender from the streets, man. He's a fake demon. If you want a real demon, you want a not pretender from the streets, man, you got Mike Santana. He's everything they want in Damian Priest, but good, and actually really good, man. So I really hope they go with Santana, man, and they pick him up and they use the fuck out of him, man, because they really should, man. Although SmackDown is the depths of hell, man. I actually think he would really fit good in that mid card scene over there as a start on SmackDown, man. Maybe help that scene over there, man. Maybe help Triple H and that moronic team lock in, man. They won't, but a man can dream. But I think it's very good. I hope they get him, and I really hope to see him on a bigger stage, man, because I think his talent deserves that.
100% agreed, man. 100% agreed. I think that I obviously don't think Santana is going to, retain with TNA, nor do I think he will go back to AEW. I think he was so just over the way they did things. I think this is WWE or, if WWE, I guess, really didn't show interest, I guess I could see him staying with TNA, but like we all know WWE is gonna show heavy fucking interest in Mike Santana. And I think Santana's great. I think he's gonna go to WWE. Santana, from the time he was in AEW, from the time he was in Proud and Powerful, I thought the guy should have been used better. And then he became a singles guy. I thought they should have used him better. Then he went to TNA, and it's really been dope to see him kind of blossom into a world champion main event level guy over there. And I think the
100%.
only next step for him is WWE. I think it's WWE, and like you said, Santana is just a real. He is the embodiment of just a real ass New Yorker, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He just the way he talks, the way he carries himself, it's just very like it's just very New
Authentic.
York. It feels authentic. Yes, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like when Damian Priest was trying to talk hood. We all remember that fucking era, where Damian Priest was
Gunther.
calling him Gunther, and he
Oh,
was trying to talk with he was trying to talk in a certain tone that did not fucking fit him at all, man. And um oh god, oh my god, it was terrible. Santana's not that.
no.
Santana's very authentic. Again, he just feels very New York, very Bronx. And again, he just feels authentic. And you bring up an amazing argument. It's like a lot of days in WWE, it does feel like everybody kind of is just a walking catchphrase, or everybody's just out to say a catchphrase so they can put it on a shirt and sell you something. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels so in an age of WWE where things just feel so business. Santana and his whole character and his whole vibe just feels very authentic, and that's because and I think that's because it is. I think that's because it is authentic and it is real and it is him. Just turned up to about a 10. um I think he's everything that they wanted in Damian Priest a couple years ago when Damian Priest was trying to be hood. Um,
Oh,
I think that they, in a way, kind of wanted him to act a little bit like Santana, and it was terrible.
100%.
That's not Damian Priest. Damian Priest is a metal goth rock star type of character. He's not hood. That's just look at the guy.
No.
Nothing about Damian Priest screams hood. You know what I mean? And a couple years ago, they tried to sell that to you, and it was fucking terrible. However, I think Mike Santana is everything that they thought Damian Priest was. I think he's the real deal. Unfortunately, they're gonna fucking put him in NXT first, but it's okay, because honestly, in this age, they like to get people out of NXT damn near as quick as possible, because Triple H can't wait to ruin people these days. But I'm excited for Santana. I think he's going to WWE. So,
I think he is. And I hope he is. And I hope they fucking do good with him, man.
oh god, I really hope so. Speaking of NXT.
Right.
Speaking of NXT.
This one broke my heart, man.
I know, man. All the years we spent with the lineage. The NXT Heritage Cup has officially been removed as a recognized championship in WWE. The last holder, and now the forever Heritage Cup champion, was Channing Stacks Lorenzo.
I didn't stacks with it. He doesn't even have a heritage in the business.
Heritage
Bro.
Cup winner, dude.
And I like Stacks too. Like, bro.
I love Channing Lorenzo, man. He's a great guy.
Stacks Lorenzo, man. Oh my god. Dude, I think they introduced the Heritage Cup right as I checked out of NXT, man.
It was like
man,
it was like right in, and it was in NXT UK, like right when NXT kind of started to suck.
yeah, I think it was, man. Either way, I mean, it was. I think wasn't it just like a tournament win that got you a
Yeah,
title shot or something?
I don't know. It's
I
a good
mean,
question. I don't
I
even know
don't
what
know
it
what
got
it
you there.
got you. I don't know if it got you anything, man. But you were a Heritage Cup champion, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know how it's a cup and a championship at the same time. I don't get that, bro. But either way, man, they removed it. They don't recognize it anymore, and my heart's broken, man. But in all seriousness, I
Well,
mean, to
it
be
get
honest,
it,
who cares?
it, well, it gets better, man. You let me finish.
Oh
Well,
shit, I'm sorry.
it's all right. It's all right. It gets better. You're gonna want to hear this so you can truly give your
Am I?
analysis.
Oh god.
The last holder was Channing Lorenzo,
Okay.
who who had still been listed as champion until today, despite the trophy being thrown off a bridge by Tony D'Angelo at the Great American Bash last year, and hasn't been seen since.
They
So
just
so
threw
he
it
just so he just took the fucking he just took this giant ass cup and threw it over and threw it into a river.
Bro, you just threw it like a fucking keg off the goddamn bridge into a river, and they just never seen it again,
This is
dude.
heartbreaking.
What? Bro, they got to do a segment. This is the most NXT segment, man, where they find it fished up, and they fish it out, man. It's all rusty and shit.
Yeah.
They got to do that type of segment, man. You know, Stax is devastated. They found it like that, man. They got to do that. That is an NXT segment right there, man. But personally, man, my heart's not broken over this one, man. I don't know about you. What about you, man? Is your heart broken?
Yeah, hearing that it went out like that, man, and that the trophy's sleeping with the fishes, bro. This one truly broke me in half, man. This one truly broke me in half. I was a big advocate on people talk about the Intercontinental Championship being a stepping stone, being having a deep lineage in the mid card, right? And that's how I
Sure.
felt about the Heritage Cup, man. It just felt like anybody who ever held that, they just went on to just become a fucking megastar afterwards, man. So
Have they?
yeah, no, truly I don't really care at all, man. This is absolutely, I don't even
But
know why I don't even know why this thing stuck around as long as it did. I just don't think that kind of thing works in wrestling. Like, to win a trophy is one thing, but to like carry a trophy around, like, I feel like in wrestling, like, that's like a championship, like, that's like, why
yeah,
is there trophies? I don't like that.
I,
Now, again,
I
if
was
it's
gonna
like
say,
a Owen Cup, you know what I mean, and you just hold it up once, then that's one thing. But like, imagine the winner of
carrying
yeah,
around.
yeah, exactly. Imagine the winner of the Owen fucking walked around with a giant ass trophy. You know what I mean, for the whole year. Like, I don't know. To me, wasn't a fan.
Like you, you don't win the Stanley Cup and take it to the fucking restaurant with you afterwards, man. You do the big
Exactly.
hold up celebration and you move on with your day.
Literally, bro.
Like, I think it's kind of wild to have them fucking that is the most NXT thing though. Just carrying around a big fucking cup with you is
Yes.
that is just NXT at this point, man. But glad they got away. They did away with that. I think it's better, man.
Yes. So let's talk about talking about NXT. Let's talk about WWE's other feeder system, I guess. Not TNA, the other feeder system. AAA. AAA, man. So, according to the Observer, WWE hosting one night of Triple Mania in Las Vegas is reportedly for business reasons. Now, if you guys weren't aware, WWE did announce at the latest AAA show that Triple Mania 34 is going to be held Friday, September 11th in Las Vegas, and then in Mexico on the 13th, 2 days later. And they're citing it's for business reasons. Uncle Dave says, "I have been told that there are business reasons, whether it's sponsors or whether it's people looking for a TV deal or whatever. I think the idea is that they can get them to travel to Vegas, bring them to Vegas. They're not going to go to Mexico City. They're not going to go to Monterrey." So they're doing this because they want to pitch a TV deal but don't want to go to Mexico. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Oh man, you know the real reason, man. You know the real
Oh
reason.
yeah.
They just want more
I think
money.
this is a part of it. I think that's a part
Oh
of it.
yeah, it's
I
an
think that,
element.
yeah, I think that I think the TKO top brass for whatever reason want to get people to travel to Las Vegas but not travel to Mexico, even though they're trying to secure a deal for a Mexican wrestling product. But okay, um, but if you look at the underlying reason behind all of this, all of these shenanigans, you're looking at what I think is a precursor as to what exactly is going to be the future of a show like WrestleMania should this, go properly. Now, there's an old saying, history repeats itself. Okay. Now, back in the day, I want to say there was maybe one or two maybe WrestleManias that, there was one on the East Coast and there was one on the West Coast, right? There was one in New York and there was one in California, right? Or some of the matches took place from one venue and the other took place from the other. That's happened before, right? And I truly believe history will repeat itself in this case because, bro, Triple Mania, one night being in Vegas and the other night being in Monterey, I think is a precursor. I think this is WWE trying to see how people react to maybe one day what they can try with WrestleMania, man. I think, and it also is fishy, you know what I mean, that WWE's got all these different deals in line for all these places that are
Hmm.
supposed to get a WrestleMania. I think WWE is slowly inching up on the idea of having a 2-night WrestleMania like they normally do, but one night is going to be in one location and the other night is going to be in the other. Now, and I really think Triple Mania doing this, I think this is so they can feel out, kind of what it's going to be like if things were to actually be like that. I truly in my heart believe. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be next year. I'm not even saying it's going to be the year after that. I'm I'm just saying I really have a feeling WWE is testing this out to see if this kind of thing can work for something like WrestleMania. And I really think it's because places pay them. Places pay them to get WrestleMania. You know what I mean? So it's like places they will in turn now be receiving two separate site fees. Places are instead of just getting one site fee from Las Vegas, for example, they can get a site fee from Indiana. They can get site fee from Nashville, all in the same year. I think that's what WWE is going to do, and I think that's what they're. I really think that is the long term goal, and I really think they're feeling it out. And I know that at least I've heard that AAA has done this kind of thing before. I just really think in this TKO administration, it's something that they're going to try, and I think it's something that they're testing out to bring to a show like WrestleMania and possibly even other shows down the line.
Oh, 100%, man. I think that's the overall plan here too, man. I think it's to test the waters to do this with WrestleMania, with probably SummerSlam, to be honest, man. I could even see SummerSlam being the actual WWE precursor to WrestleMania.
Yes.
I wouldn't be shocked with that. Especially you look at, one of the reasons they stated they're doing this with Triple Mania is, oh, well, many people aren't going to go to Mexico, but they're willing to go to Vegas. A lot of people aren't willing to go to Saudi too, maybe they want to do more Saudi shows. Maybe another SummerSlam in Saudi, maybe another Mania. You know, they get away with it. Well, one night is going to Saudi, but for the American audience or the outward audience, you could go to Nashville for night one,
Yep.
or like you said, they get two site fees and they get two merch shops. They can set up their superstore in two separate locations, get all those sales, man. They could sell two different, styles of WrestleMania: the Nashville style, the New Orleans style. The this is just the most money hungry. I literally just see, I can just imagine TKO, that whole board, which is money bags for their eyes looking at this idea, man. I think this is a precursor for SummerSlam and WrestleMania. I think this is the testing grounds for that. And the fact that I see like nobody, anytime this gets mentioned, like bringing that up, the possibility of this happening to SummerSlam and WrestleMania, I feel like this is gonna hit fans like a truck, man. But I think it's kind of written in the face that this is testing grounds for Mania and SummerSlam. I'm very interested to see how the actual venues and cities take this, man. Because personally, if I was in Nashville or New Orleans, I don't want one night of WrestleMania or SummerSlam. I'm paying for the shit. I want both, and
Yeah.
I hope these locations and these venues would say something like that, but I feel like they won't, man. And I feel like at some point this is at least for one WrestleMania or SummerSlam, this is gonna happen, man. I think they're gonna fucking go with one night somewhere, one night somewhere else, man. And I'm very scared for that, especially. The way I really don't like about this Triple Mania thing is the 2 day apart thing. Um, no way you can make WrestleMania like 2 days apart or SummerSlam like 2 days apart. So I hope they would. I hope they would stick with their next night stuff. But either way, man, this is 100% a testing ground for it to actually happen on mainline WWE shows, specifically SummerSlam and WrestleMania, man. And but people better be prepared. And when people are shocked when that shit gets announced, I'm not going to be shocked at all, man. I wouldn't be shocked if it hits in 2028, man. I think 2027 is pretty set in stone for WWE already, man. Maybe they could do that with SummerSlam next year, man. But either way, I could see 2028 this shit getting hit on WWE.
Yeah, I could very well see it, and obviously, like you said too, that's a great point with bringing up, the WWE world. They could set up their WWE
Hmm.
superstores everywhere. Um, they could set up those everywhere, and it'll just be a giant. Again, it'll be a giant money pit for WWE. And again, all we hear is how much they like to lock in on their site fees and how much they love their site fees. And I just really think that they a lot site fees site fees with the WWE. I think Vegas paid them 18 million, I think it was. And now that they've got the taste of the Saudi, what did the Saudi pay them, like 200 million as a site fee? Now that they've got the taste of that, now that they've got the taste of that, I really think they're going to want to try to now I would at least hope that a lot of these states would understand that if they're not giving you both nights of WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, the site fee shouldn't be as big. But I could see WWE, instead of getting one site fee of 18 million from Vegas, maybe they could get a site fee of 15 million from Vegas, and then another 15 million from Indianapolis. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I really think that's gonna eventually be their mindset, and I feel like I feel the same as you. I feel like it's gonna hit a lot of these fans like a truck, because I don't see you don't really hear a lot of people talking about it. But
No, you really don't, and I really expect it. It's gonna be funny when I see that graphic.
yeah, 100%. 100%, man. I mean, look at you get you look at what they did this year. This year for the first
Mhm.
time they did like two separate themes for each night of WrestleMania. I only
That was
expect that
also
to
a test.
snowball. Yes. I only expect that
100%.
to snowball. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, 1,000%.
So, um speaking of well, now actually yeah, well, yeah. Let's go over SmackDown, bro. Let's move over to SmackDown. Because according to Uncle Dave, the final 3-hour episode of SmackDown will air on the 26th of June.
A
Which,
random date.
yeah, I don't know why the fuck they're waiting for the end of June, bro.
Maybe that's when Braun's show ends.
Oh yeah. That's probably correct. Yeah, they're probably ready to start airing it or in the beginning of July, so they're gonna need that third hour back. But bro, this shit, I wish it was over today. I wish it was over today. This show cannot survive at 3 hours, man. I wish it was over today, but we still got a whole nother month, so I I don't know what they're gonna do. They're not well. I know what they're gonna do. They're not gonna change the thing. They're gonna keep trumping along like nothing's wrong. But man,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
this needs to end, bro. This absolutely needs to end.
This needs to end yesterday, dude. Hell, they can't even fill 2 hours. They might as well cut a fucking hour and a half and make it an hour and a half, dude. This SmackDown sucks. I don't even know what happened so far on SmackDown. All I saw were like a few minutes ago, or like 20 minutes ago, Gotti in the comments talking about something stupid happening at the start of SmackDown. God knows what that means, bro. I don't even know what that means. SmackDown sucks. It's bad at 3, it's bad at 2, but you have to cut those 3 hours permanently, man. And that's my fear, is they're gonna cut these 3 hours, man. Cut it back down to 2, and around the fall they're gonna bring it back to 3 for no reason, man. Inconsistency. That's another killer to SmackDown. That's one reason I always say is why, you can't, at least I can never sink my teeth into Collision. Obviously Collision isn't that good, but, the show moves around on days so much. You need consistency, man. Why do you think Raw is the way it is, and that is like always their flagship show? And, sometimes SmackDown takes the lead, but overall, Raw is their flagship show because it's steady. It's on the same night, at the same time, for its whole existence, virtually, man. Obviously, sometimes it'll move networks, but it doesn't move networks, bi-monthly or whatever the hell, man. That's one of the older killers to SmackDown, man. It's too dynamic. With a weekly television show, you can't have it be that dynamic. You have to have a set time, set date, and a set amount of time it airs, man. So hopefully they keep it at 2, but I really wouldn't be shocked if in the fall it goes back to 3 for fucking 3 months, and then it goes back,
Yeah.
then it switches up. Who knows, dude? Who knows?
Yeah, no, for sure. It absolutely needs to be over, man. I think me as well as a lot of other people are just over this SmackDown being at 3 hours thing. But I'm here to inform you that Sami Zayn is interjecting himself in the Cody Rhodes and Gunther feud. So that's going to be the way Gunther loses. They're going to do a triple threat
Mhm.
and pin Sammy.
And pin Sammy
But
again for a world title.
for the positives on the show, the Miz, he was playing around with Danhausen's Frankenstein machine, Frankencorbin machine, and he got electrocuted, bro. He got
Oh no,
electrocuted. I know. Yeah.
not the Miz. Oh
Yep.
man, hopefully he's okay, bro.
Yeah.
You can't do the Miz like that, bro.
Yep.
I can't wait to see that. I want to see his electrocution acting skills. I really want to fucking see that actually.
Yeah,
But
man.
my God, this is SmackDown, bro.
It's getting
You got
serious.
fucking. Oh man, they're gonna have Sami Zayn take the. Oh man, I can't wait till Monday now. Even better. Monday is just getting added on more and more, dude. Because what is that, dude?
Yeah,
Oh,
this shit is fucking
that
atrocious,
show
bro.
sucks.
This shit is so fucking atrocious. I can't even. Oh my god. I seen a video of Cody Rhodes, coming out to confront Gunther, but stopping to do his whole entrance, man. It's great stuff.
And then he's gonna look at Gunther, put the mic up to his mouth, and ask him, "So what do you want to talk about?"
Can we talk about you getting the fuck off my television, Cody? Speaking of SmackDown, man, Finn Balor.
This poor soul.
According to Uncle Dave, Finn Balor was reportedly moved to SmackDown in an effort to separate him from the Judgment Day. The creative team believes he needs a fresh start.
Like everybody needs a fresh.
I think that. So, my question, if you feel this way about Finn Balor, what the fuck do you feel about like the rest of the roster? What do you feel about the SmackDown tag division? What do you feel about the women's division on SmackDown? What do you feel about the women's division on Raw?
What do you feel about anything, dude? Like, I'm in total agreement, bro. If you think Finn Balor needs a fresh start, then you have to think that this entire show, both rosters need a fresh start, and that's what we're begging for. You wouldn't have to just move Finn Balor for a fresh start if you did a fucking shake-up or a draft or something
Mm-hmm.
and moved people around. And personally, I'd rather take Dom moving over SmackDown and keeping Finn
Yeah.
on Raw. I think that would have done better. I think you need to split the Judgment Day at this point. Fans are begging for it, dude. Fans are so sick of the goddamn Judgment Day because it's the same thing every second. Someone leaves, someone joins, and then tension with that person, with people in the group to build up them leaving. It's the most repetitive, annoying, taking forever shit. I don't care about Roxanne and her beef with Liv and, her being in Judgment Day and her breaking out of the Judgment Day. Why is she in there in the group in the first place? Why on heaven is that group still in existence, bro? Can it? Does nothing for nobody at this point, man. And you might as well judge it, because that's the thing. Finn Balor, he's away from the Judgment Day. Good for Finn. He's going to SmackDown. That's a vortex I'll get into in a second, man. But guess what? The Judgment Day is all still together. JD McDonough is still stuck in the Judgment Day. Tom is still stuck in the Judgment Day, man. People don't want the Judgment Day anymore. People don't. You need to move on, man. And as for Finn on SmackDown, again, on paper, oh my God, he escaped the Judgment Day vortex, bro. All this man is going to be another feeder for Cody Rhodes at some point in his journey to CM Punk at WrestleMania, man. Because he's a former Bullet Club guy. So is Cody, and CM Punk has a win over Finn Balor too. So so it's gonna be Cody to even those fucking stats and shit. He is nothing gonna be a single win, probably maybe not even a pay per view for Cody Rhodes, man. And what's he gonna do after that? Feud with fucking absolutely nobody? Feud with the mid card scene? Gonna put him in the same position? He is also doomed on SmackDown, man. You're doomed no matter what at this point. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're fucked at this point no matter what.
100%, bro. Absolutely 100%, bro. Finn Balor, again, Finn Balor moving over to SmackDown, you know, all that means is you're moving from meth to heroin. Okay? I mean, there's no, like, there's not really a real outcome there that's gonna be positive. He's moving from Monday Night Raw, being in the Judgment Day vortex, to he's going over to SmackDown, to a show that is massively held down creatively by Cody Rhodes, because he can't get over his addiction of being a WWE champion. He just needs it, and Triple H is just there to be the delusional parent that enables their fucking little child and doesn't tell them when they're wrong. That's all you're going over to. There's no fresh start you can, and again, and he what is he gonna do? Is he gonna face Cody Rhodes? Are we going to get our long awaited Finn Balor Trick Williams program that everybody wanted? Or I mean, and again, I mean, there's cool names for him to work with down there. There's some heels he can work with down there, bro. But it like at the end of the day, this doesn't help. This doesn't help Finn at all. As a matter of fact, I don't know if this is fucking worse or not. Like, again, I would have rather liked to see Dom go down to SmackDown than Finn. I mean, again, I just think Dom, to me Dom just kind of exudes SmackDown guy. He does feel like a SmackDown guy to me, man. But that's not what they opted to do. They opted to fucking send Finn down there, and it's like, again, there's just no. To me, there's just no there's no the light at the end of the tunnel. There's no light at the end of the tunnel here for him, and I just, again, it is a creative wasteland. It is a creative depth being fucking held down by Cody Rhodes. Is everybody on SmackDown, bro? And again, you think Finn Balor needs a fresh start. what do you think about Liv Morgan? What do you think about Dom? What do you think about Fraxium? What do you think about Ray Phoenix? What do you think about Dragunov and Mello? What do you think about Cody Rhodes? What do you think about LA Knight? What do you think about Seth Rollins? Like, what do you think about all these people, bro?
What about the bloodline, man? If you want Finn to get a fresh start from his group he's been stuck in for years, bro. What about the Usos, man? You don't want them to have a fresh start away from the family? What about Roman Reigns himself? You don't want him to have a fresh start away from the family? Cody Rhodes, fucking everybody? Come on, man. Come on. But, dude, I just gotta say, bro, you talking about SmackDown like it's NXT, that shit just killed me, bro.
It's the depth.
Going down to NXT.
He's got to go back down, bro.
He's going down to SmackDown. I did not expect that shit, but that shit don't pop me, bro. That shit is hilarious. Because, I mean, you're not even wrong, dude. That shit is such a downgrade at this point.
Yeah, and it like... And again, it's like again, and we just talked like, and again, talking about people needing fresh starts is like, what do you think about like Roman Reigns? Like, what did you think about Roman Reigns when he broke up from Paul Heyman? Like, you didn't think he needed a fresh start there. You just thought it was going to be cool for him to just act like regular old Roman, which I got to say, you know, the Bloodline to me is still the best part of that show. And I get why. I get people's complaints. I get people's complaints with like, you know, it's still the Bloodline for like all these years or whatever. I totally do get that. And I do think WWE is going about things in the worst way possible. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, it is still the best part of the show. And it sucks that they haven't. And it is unfortunate because it is unfortunate, not because the Bloodline isn't a phenomenal group. They're my favorite faction in WWE history. But it's unfortunate because the Bloodline story, you know, all came to a halt 2 years ago. It came to a halt, man. It came to a halt, and it should have been at a point where it needed a refresh. It should have been at a point where it needed, and please grab your highlighters for this, development. It needed development. It needed development, okay? And I'm spelling that in all caps because the Bloodline, for as much as I think, you know, and I'm not going to complain about it too much because, you know, everybody's complaining about, you know, the Bloodline and the Bloodline still being around, and everybody's like, oh, well, Jacob Fatu just, you know, I keep seeing that all week over social media. Everybody's like, oh, they just have Jacob Fatu with the Bloodline. Like, guys, let's be honest. That was the best outcome there. I think they can get a lot out of that story. I personally, I think it was a bit of an overreaction.
I think it was. And like, what other path? Like, did you not see this coming? How could you tell that was not the point the whole time?
I keep seeing everybody like, oh, you know, they just got the Bloodline. They just got the Bloodline back together. Like, the Bloodline's been back together since the Raw after WrestleMania. They just added Jacob Fatu. And then
they told you that was the plan.
Yeah,
and told y'all that was the plan.
And then too, everybody thinks like, oh, the MFTs are going to be involved. I truly don't believe that. I genuinely think Solo Sikoa was just standing there for symbolism, like the symbolism of like, look at you took your shot and now you're with them. Now you got to be with them. You had it made over here. That's kind of what I took that as. But like, again, everybody the reaction on social media this whole week about, you know, they're just gonna put Jacob Fatu with them and get the Bloodline back together, like, that was the best route for the story. Like, I don't understand what the outcry is. What I do understand, and what I do understand the complaint for, is, you know, the Bloodline still being the main story on Raw. And it's nothing against Roman, because I feel like people did want Roman as WWE champion, but like, honestly, the best way I think they could have went about it, where I think WWE went wrong, is the fucking Usos. I don't think the Usos should be involved in that. If you were to have Roman take Jacob under his wing and say, now you got to be with me, you got to be my enforcer, because he didn't have the Usos anymore to do his bidding, he kind of, you know, worked Jacob Fatu into that role or whatever by beating him, I think that was the best way to go, because the Usos ain't helping Roman win matches anyway. What the fuck are they there for? They're just annoying. You know what I mean? So like, I
And that's my
get.
big problem with that
Mhm.
too, is like they don't interact at all besides random backstage segments.
Yeah, and like again, and I know people will complain about that too. You really can't make people happy, but like
No,
at
you
least
can't.
if the Usos were to like help Roman win, I know we would see people like, oh, they're just reading the same thing. All they do is help him win. But at least they would be useful. They just
Mhm.
stand there and ad lib. Like I think a different take on the whole situation, and it's like too. Remember the word we highlighted, Sir K. What was the word? What was the word we just highlighted?
Development, character development.
Why are the Usos, after all the development that happened with those two guys and Roman, why are they back like as they're like
Just their
lapdogs
voice.
again, like when the bloodline first started?
I would say this is even worse. Like, dude, if you would have took it in a direction where maybe, Usos see that Fatu is now stuck with Roman, if they reluctantly go back to Roman, not for Roman, but to be there for Fatu and essentially like be there for him and help him through that and be, his guy through that, boom, you got something there where they don't even want to be around Roman, but they don't want Fatu to go through what they went through, so they'll stick it out for him because that's family. That's the way you should have took the story, man, if you would put them with him. But like, dude, they're literally like happy to be back with him.
Yes.
Why? Is at least Jimmy plays it up as like a necessary evil. He plays it up the best, dude. He really does. You
Yeah.
gotta give Jimmy his props, man. But Jay, dude,
Terrible.
that mark,
Showed.
like, dude, like LA Knight, bro. He told you, you were a world champion without this dude. Why are you back with him? Like,
Yes.
come on, bro. Like,
Yes.
it's Jay, dude. At least Jimmy tries to play it up, dude. But Jay. Oh my God, Jey Uso, dude, I can't with that dude.
Yeah, and I think fans overly hate on like everything that like Roman and everything that kind of goes on around him, even though again
Mhm.
they asked for Roman Reigns to be champion. You know what I mean? He goes into a feud with Fatu. People said years ago, "Oh my God, I want to see this match. This is a dream match." They give you the match, and now it's just bloodline all over again. Like, no, this is a match that people actually wanted to see, and I actually wanted to see it, and I do think it's the best storyline on Monday Night Raw. But at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of ways developmentally that they went wrong with it. I think the Usos should be on the outside looking in. I think they should have absolutely fucking refused to go back with Roman Reigns. There was no reason after the story they told for the Usos to go back with Roman Reigns. Again, the uh lover boy was already a world champion. You know what I mean? There's no reason for him to go back with Roman Reigns, and Jimmy, and is Jimmy always fucking hated Roman Reigns. So what is the point here, bro? What was the
Lover
point here? And
boy.
it's like Jacob Fatu being forced to be with Roman Reigns, and everybody's saying like, "Oh, this is bloodline. This is bloodline all over again." Like, no, it's not. Jacob Fatu was never with Roman
It
Reigns. Like,
is.
yes, he was with the other bloodline, but like this is a new take on the story. It's not like, Solo's getting back in the group and Sammy, and like it's not like we're doing a complete rehash or Paul Heyman's going back with them or anything like that. But like, I think again, I think fans overreact. I think they just overly like to, say, "Oh, we're getting the bloodline again." And like, guys, at the end of the day, bro, what was gonna what tell me what was gonna happen if CM Punk was still the world champion? He was gonna go out
Yeah.
there giving his Chad lines and fighting fucking Lord knows who for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it was gonna be bad either way. Triple H can't book. Could we just understand? No matter what it was, Triple H probably was gonna drop the ball on it anyway.
It would have been, again, like you said, dude, it would have sucked with CM Punk. At least you have something with Roman, dude. With CM Punk, he would have came out there, said his catchphrase every week, said he was a fighting champion every week, and just beat people, dude. That's all he would have done too, man. I mean, at least you got something with Roman, and their whole goal the whole time was Punk and Cody for next Mania anyway. So this whole reign would have essentially been a chat off without even being on the same show with Cody. Um, so man, it was two evils, dude. It was two
Yes.
evils.
And it's again, it's like yes, we are getting the bloodline all over again, and I don't really think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. I mean, bro, Fatu just joined the group, and I get the only thing that I will agree with the fans on is uh
So
is um yeah, well, not even that. I don't really hear too many people complaining about that. I just hear people like generalizing, like, "Oh, it's the bloodline all over again." I think they need to look deeper into it and see, like, maybe without the Usos, this storyline would be a lot better. The only thing I will complain about is, like, yes, WWE should have found something else other than the bloodline to capitalize their storytelling, their main storytelling on. With all the young talent you have, the fact that it's still the bloodline, it just shows a lack of creativity. It shows a lack of development. It shows a lack to move forward. And again, the Usos being in this storyline to me is the only thing, or like Sir K said, there's ways you should have worked the Usos into this storyline. Maybe if they do join back with Roman, it's reluctant because they
yep,
just want to help Fatu. They don't want to see Fatu go down the path that they went down. The way, if I had the pen, the Usos would be from the outside looking in, constantly
100.
trying to talk to Jacob Fatu, like, you don't have to listen to him. But Fatu, wanting to be a man of his word and a man of the family,
He's got to.
feels like he has to do it. And that's what's keeping him stuck with Roman Reigns, and keeping him having to learn from Roman Reigns. And then when he learns enough from Roman Reigns, he starts to listen to the Usos. And then bam. But
Yep.
the Usos should have always been opposing Roman Reigns, not aligned with him. And again, you don't have to make them such lapdogs. So for people
Such a
saying, "Oh, it's the blood. This is just the bloodline all over again. This is the bloodline all over again." I urge you to
really
look
not.
deeper into the real problems of the storyline, not just the people involved. Because they're all great storytellers. They just need to learn how to do it better. And it doesn't fucking help that their booker is fucking shoving his fucking face in his own dick, or whatever he's doing back there. Who fucking knows? He again, he's got Jey Uso all fucking riled up over Jada Parker. He's fucking a Roman Reigns shooter again. I mean,
Thank
that's the shit to me. And then again, it's not everybody acts like, oh, like it's bad just because it's the bloodline. No, like look deeper into the root of the fucking issues here. Fans Again, fans generalize a topic and they really don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Oh, it's the bloodline. Oh,
No.
I'm tired of the bloodline. I'm tired of the bloodline. What? Like the group can always be good. It's how you utilize it, bro. And they're not utilizing it to the best that they can. And the show's so bad, somehow it's still the best thing on TV, which is the worst part. But it's like, I urge you to look. And
It's
again, I'm not
it's the worst
disagreeing.
part.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing. I think WWE should have found things to move on and other things to capitalize on. And it's not the bloodline. It's not the problem, bro. It's the booking and the usage of the bloodline, not just the fact that it's the bloodline and we've seen
100%.
so much of them.
Exactly,
Thank
100%
you.
on paper. The way you set up summer last year is, it should have blended into this year. Braun being, a big piece of the show and all that stuff, but they didn't set it up. They failed to set that up, man. So they were like, hey, we got Roman, we got Punk, we could get Fatu in on this, and like you said, they could have crafted a very good story. And I like the bones to the story. I like the idea of the story they're telling, man, and I like the people involved. It's just the way they're going about it is essentially what they should be doing, but without the character progression that happened, man. And that's the annoying part, man. You got the Usos fucking gleeful to be lapdogs again, man. And that's the big killer in this, man. Like you need them, like you said, from outside looking in, or they are with him very reluctantly, very annoyingly, that they don't want to be with him, but they're there for Fatu, man, and they are going to devise the plan to get him out, man. And for me personally, the big killer is knowing how long it's going to take for the story to really devolve,
Mm-hmm.
and for the Fatu turn to happen. It's gonna be Mania and after, man. Next summer is gonna be, when Fatu is, split from Roman, and we get that, like, really to happen. And it's just, for me personally, the only real killer is the weight, man. Because I know with Triple H, he's gonna stall and tease and tease and tease, and I'm sick of teasing. I'm sick of people looking at each other with fake smiles, and then when the person leaves the room, the smile disappears. I
Yeah.
am just so sick of that with Triple H, man. And I really would love if, the scene looks right, Oba would win, King of the Ring, and, it would devolve at SummerSlam, but it's not. And that's the big killer for me is the weight, man,
Yes.
is the weight.
100%. And another big killer to me too, man, is the plans that we have coming up, because it's like and we're going to get to those in just a second, but it's like, everybody, the one thing I think is just what I'm talking about is an overreaction from the fans is, after Monday Night Raw, everybody was in
Oh,
an
bloodline.
uproar about, oh my god, the bloodline is the bloodline is back. Like, guys, like, again, for as
That's
bad
not the
as the show
problem.
is, bro, you understand that's the best part on that fucking show? Like,
It is the best part. Like, it really, name one thing on Raw that's super interesting besides the fucking bloodline stuff,
it
besides the Fatu and Roman stuff. You
it ain't
can't. What do you name the Vision?
I was gonna say it ain't Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory. It ain't them.
You kind you kind of had something going there with, Seth, and, him trying to regain trust and other baby faces and stuff, but then you made his allies the fucking Street Profits, and his main enemy fucking the Pressure, Austin Theory, and you completely lost the plot with
And
that one,
so
man. Like, mhm.
another thing that worries me about Triple H is like like when you talk about the development of Roman Reigns' character, this time around, he should be telling Jacob Fatu, don't get involved, but I want you there because I want you to sit and learn from me. Because
Mhm.
his character should feel remorse for everything he did to his family. Like, logically speaking, like if you're writing if you're writing Roman Reigns' character, from a standpoint where, you're not digging in your ass like Triple H, and you actually have like a brain on your head, or brain on your fucking head, in your head, I mean, or on, I don't know, maybe he needs both. He needs something. Um, if you're looking at Roman Reigns' character from a logical standpoint, he should feel remorse for everything he did to his family. He should feel like now he has something to prove. After all the years he cheated to get by, he should feel like, he needs to prove something to his family, by showing them the right way to do things, and the right way to lead the family for whoever is the next tribal chief or whatever the case may be. I have a fear WWE is going to slip right back in now that Fatu's involved, to Fatu helping Roman win matches, and that's what's
Yep.
going to start to piss people off, and that's something to be pissed off about, not just because it's bloodline, because they are using the same thing to a fucking T as to what they were doing before. Again, which is why I get people's complaint with the Usos, because it's the same thing to a T. Not because it's just the bloodline. It's because you have these guys happy as fuck to just be serving Roman Reigns again. And it's like, no, that's to a T what you did before. Again, and then, again, that's one of my fears, is just Roman is going to, again, he's just going to be power hungry, and he's going to cheat to win, and it's going to be all these things, and and again, that's not what we want to see, man. We want to see Roman Reigns working with new people, and we don't want to see interferences and bloodline shenanigans every match, and those are the fears I have that they're going to slip back into, and they're going to completely kill all this shit, man. But speaking of um speaking of WWE, man, Nick Khan recently,
Oh, God.
he responded to, or lack thereof, to social media criticism. Another thing I gotta say, bro, um,
Okay.
nobody, and I mean nobody in this community, breaks down Roman Reigns and character development like us, bro. I could genuinely
Hey,
say that
bro.
confidently. Like people
No
don't
one does, bro.
people don't people don't break it down to a science, bro. They really
Don't
don't, and
break
there
it
is a
down.
science to it, bro. Come on, what are we
There's
talking about,
such a
man?
science and nuance to the type of character Roman Reigns has, man, and the progression. They really should have taken his character, and didn't take his character. And, people will say the blanket statement of, oh, he should have apologized and whatnot. It's so much deeper than that. And it just goes to show all the connections that his character has with the rest of the characters on the
Hmm.
show. And what that apology would have done, not just for his character in relation to the rest of the bloodline and their characters, but the outside of the family characters that could have done so much for.
Hmm.
And, that failing really just was the big domino effect to why everything is, in that main event scene the way it is, man. Man, they really needed that apology. Or if they didn't do the apology, they needed to do the opposite and have his character double down in kind of ego and that he's not wrong. And then this would be another way of proving that he is wrong. But Triple H, he is not doing, nor are the fans nuanced enough to really do that or think about it like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Again, everybody just everybody everybody has the weakest argument ever. Oh, it's just the bloodline. This isn't what I want to see.
Not that.
Like it could be. Now, trust me, it could be so much better. And those are the things you got to worry about, and you got to think about why it could be much better and what can make it so much better. Nobody does that though. But Nick
No,
Khan, man, you love when Nick Khan gets on interviews is what I hear. Is this
you know
true?
it's gonna be good shit, dude.
Oh,
You
hey.
know, if he gets on an interview, you're about to hear an amazing quote.
According to Sports Business Journal, Nick Khan claims WWE will never respond to social media criticism, which he said before. But what is he saying exactly here? He says, "We will never respond to social media criticism. If ratings are down, if revenue is down, if relevancy is down, it's up to us."
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah. No shit.
Sir K, are they performing like people that have their relevancy down? Are they performing like people who probably should be performing with their backs up against a wall right now? Are they
Oh,
performing
they are.
with such hunger?
They should be, but they're not, bro. They don't even know that the plate's empty at this point, man. They are the frog in the boiling pot analogy, man. If you put a fucking frog in water and turn the water on, it's not gonna jump out because it's gonna slowly boil and not realize that it's boiling, and it's gonna jump out. And that is Nick Khan and that TKO team. They are the fucking frog in the boiling pot. They don't know. Bro, the water's already turned on. You're starting to see the little bubbles. It's going to be too late, but they're not going to realize it's too late, man. Um, that is the most egotistical, everything's fine. We're doing good. We don't even know the world around us. Quote and mentality, man. And man, I can't wait for that shit to slap them marks in the face, dude. I can't wait.
It is such a terrible way to think, bro. And again, for you to say something like that, to say it's up to us, but every week we watch your TV and you show that
Does change a thing.
you don't care, like you don't care. So like, what exactly is up to you? Because like, there's no, again, for me, there's no way you look at that television and say to yourself like, this is keeping us relevant. Like, like look at everything around, like read the room, man. Like again, there's no way you look at your television and you think to yourself like, this is keeping us relevant. And speaking of ratings, WWE's viewership has hit a 4-month low according to Netflix's official numbers. For the Clash in Italy
Mhm.
Go Home show, the episode saw 2.5 million global viewers and 4.6 global hours viewed, which is the lowest figure reported since the January 19th episode.
God.
Like, you see stuff like this, say it's up to us, but then you don't do anything to like actually put the pressure on yourself to make the show better.
They're getting lower and lower ratings, man. Just because they're not technically bad numbers doesn't mean those numbers aren't going down. You don't want those numbers going down. You want them to be steady or rising at all times, man.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the world's not perfect. You're gonna have a down week or two, but that's not just a down week or two. That is a deliberate and self fucking taught path of going down that they're letting happen, man. They don't realize that this shit's not good.
Not at all. It is terrible, bro. I seen fans trying to blame this past episode of Monday Night Raw on what was it?
What are they scapegoating?
Oh, that's what fans were trying to blame this shit on NBA playoff basketball.
Brother.
There was no game that day.
There was no. And what about in 2023 and early 2024? Was playoff basketball really hindering their interest then when it was on the same night, even though it wasn't even fucking on the same night? There's always a scapegoat, dude. Oh, people would rather watch this. But first of all, that's the problem. Is people would rather want that. You want if you're on the same night as something, you want that choice to be a struggle, man. Because if it's not, that is your problem. And the fact that you fucking love the fact that fucking you would rather watch the NBA over WWE is their own problem at this point, man. The fact that it's such an easy choice to go with the NBA is their problem because you put it on the prime of 2023, it would be a difficult decision, and they should want it to be a difficult decision. You want it to be a difficult decision of what would I rather watch, but it's not a difficult decision at all. If there's nothing on, I'd rather watch nothing than SmackDown or Raw at some points. That's the problem, dude. God.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, bro. And yes, I genuinely seen these idiots. I don't know if so I know the NBA posts like the full schedule, and I believe like game 7 or whatever would have been played on Monday for New York and the Cavs if it went 7, which obviously it didn't end up going 7. But I genuinely seen people trying to say, which obviously they you could tell they probably just seen the look of the schedule once and was like, oh, there's basketball that day. There were people, at least I seen, trying to blame it on the NBA conference finals, and I was like, oh my god, like you like dude, come on, bro. But yeah, that was Nick Khan's latest on his business model and how he wants to conduct business with their fan base. So, Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio, bro. According to WrestleVotes, there has been backstage frustration in WWE over the lack of creative direction for Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio following WrestleMania. Liv Morgan has only wrestled one match since WrestleMania, which took place on the Raw after WrestleMania. Similarly, Dom has only wrestled once since he defended the AAA Mega Championship against El Grande Americano on May 11th. However, Dom's usage is expected to increase as the company builds to Triple Mania in September. Keeping up with the theme,
I don't get it.
Keeping up with we'll go over them first. How did you feel about how do you feel about the way WWE is using Dom and Liv? Do you think this is to their fullest potential?
This is quite the opposite of their fullest potential for Liv. We don't even see the fucking woman, man. We don't even see that there's a scene around her or that title to the point where fucking television is trying to tell us that her title isn't enough. My God, man. My God. They did her horribly, man. And that's what happens when you only surround people around their own group in their own circle. Like that is the problem. That's the problem with Liv, Dom, and the Judgment Day. That's the problem they put themselves in with the bloodline and stuff. Is they only surround people with the people already that they're been surrounded by. That's the problem with the Vision. That's the problem with all their groups. If you were a group in WWE, you will only for the next like 2 or 3 years of your existence will only be involved in stuff around that group. And the big problem with Dom specifically, like you read off there, oh man, it's gonna pick up for Triple Mania, dude. Can you stop it with Dom being a walking AAA ad? I don't. He is so much greater than that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He is a phenomenal wrestler. He's a really good character. He's got the fucking look. He's got the charisma. Use him as a WWE guy. He's not just a walking AAA ad, dude. He's really good. He's really good in the ring, and that's one of his strong suits that they really fail to capitalize on him. The stuff that Penta's doing in the IC title, that should have been Dom. Dom should have been doing that shit too. He should have been wrestling all the time in that IC title scene, doing that shit. That shit would have been dope. And I hate that they went the cowardice character for him because he is the most easily written, overconfident but still wins, and that's the reason he's overconfident, dickhead character in the world. That is the character they should have really capitalized on with Dom. And he could be cowardice at points, and that could be a whole thing where he's a low key a coward, but they just do the generic coward at any point of fucking contention, dude.
Yep.
At any person wanting a match with him, they have him be a super coward. That shouldn't be his character. He should be overconfident because he is good and he can win by himself. They completely get the Dom character all wrong, man. And their biggest problem is what you read off, man, with the whole he's a walking AAA ad. And that's the fucking problem with him. And Liv, they just don't know what they're fucking doing with that woman, whole woman's division, dude. My God.
Yeah, 100%. They didn't know what they were doing with Liv the first time she was Women's World Champion. They didn't know what they were doing with Rhea when she won the Women's World Championship back. They didn't know what they were doing with Io. When Io had the best reign out of all of them, but at points they didn't even really know what the fuck they were doing with her. They don't ever know. They don't ever know, and that's the problem with Liv. Like you said, it's not just a Liv problem; it's a whole women's division problem. And then Dom Mysterio, he can't get out of the Judgment Day, Rey Mysterio circle. It's like, again, it's either Judgment Day or he's interacting with another luchador or his dad. You know what I mean? So again, like, and you said it perfectly, man. He is just like the AAA poster boy, and it's like, dude, do you understand what you could have on your fucking hands, bro? Like, everybody sees the potential in this guy. Everybody wants this guy to reach that potential. Everybody wants this guy to be a future world champion. People want this guy to succeed. It's looking you right in the face. And all you do is, we'll use him for AAA. Yada, yada, yada. He was the IC champion. They didn't know what to do with him. Dom's been on record as of last week citing that WWE doesn't know what to do with him. Which brings us to
last week.
the poster boy of WWE not knowing what to do with LA Knight. To hear him say this, oh man. This poor guy, bro. LA Knight believes WWE crowd reactions for him are lower in 2026 than 2023 because he doesn't have a set trajectory at the moment. He says, in March of 2023, the first time I noticed, but noticing it continue to pick up and continuing to progress would have been just all through that spring and summer. But the crazy thing is, there were a lot of people leaning onto the idea that was going to be there were a lot of people leaning onto the idea that was going to be bad. Him getting over. There were a lot of people leaning onto the idea that I was going to be a flavor of the month. That was going to be a passing thing. Here we are in 2026. I walked to the ring last night. Now you could argue, yeah, maybe the reactions aren't quite as big as they were at that time. I'm going to tell you why. That is in a second. But if you noticed last night, I still circle around. I get the thing, and I stand there, and they still chant the name. Now, you could say that's programming. You could say that's passion. You could say it's whatever. Bottom line is, it's still there. However, the reason is I'm not as big. It's not as big as it once was, because right now I'm just kind of a man without a country, so to speak. I don't have a set trajectory at the moment. If you look at last summer, when I started, When I started, all of a sudden, me and Seth were going for the title. It's me and the Vision. There it was. There it was renewed again. So it's just a matter of making sure I've got direction. I've got somewhere to go. I've got somewhere people can care about. I've got something that people can sink their teeth into, because um, something that people can sink their teeth into, then that it makes up from an 8 up to a 10, so beyond 10 and beyond. So I think it's really just the key to the whole thing. I think it's kind of crazy it's that it's kept on this long, but I don't think it's a case of people I don't think it's a case or sorry, I don't think a lot of people are counting on that being the case. Yeah, that again, like he says, when he was when him and Seth were going for the world championship last year, there were a lot of people, from what I can remember, probably us being one of them, like, hey, like, it would be
Yeah,
really cool if you shockingly gave LA Knight the world championship. Like, that would be a really cool thing
yeah.
for him. Um but we all knew they weren't going to do it, but it would have been a cool thing nonetheless. And I think he's absolutely right, and he is the case of all cases, right? He is the poster child for the case of WWE not doing something with somebody. And again, he he dude, it seems like everybody's coming out of the woodworks talking about how WWE doesn't know what to do with them, man. And now you got guys like Dom, guys like LA Knight saying this kind of shit. These are fan favorite people. This is not good. This is not good at all. This is not a good this is not a good way to go, man. Push LA Knight, bro. Push LA Knight, push Dom. Again, he's absolutely right. Nobody is going to care. And it's not because they don't care about him, but it's because, like, people are starting to give up hope, not on him, but that people are starting to give up hope that Triple H will ever fucking do anything with this guy. And that is a just terrible, terrible, terrible thing to see.
100%, man, and you don't want people to give up hope, because that's what your whole show should rely on, is hope that this person is going to get used, hope that their favorite's gonna actually do the thing that they want their favorite to do, man. And LA Knight is like you said, the poster child and the biggest example of WWE not capitalizing when it's hot, and them being stuck in this box of, we don't know what to do with the character, because you would have so much more freedom if you already gave him his world title run a year or two, 3 years ago. You would have had that problem up and solved, and then you could have really had anything to do with this guy. The box would be open, and you'd be able to take him in so many different directions. If you would have did that, that's the problem you have with LA Knight, with Sami Zayn. The problem I feel like you're gonna have in about a year with Oba and Braun. I think they're about to have the same problem with those two guys that they have with LA Knight and Sami Zayn. Is they should have won the world title at this point, or at some point, or already. Now all fans want them to do is win the world title. So anything we're gonna do with him isn't what they should have done. So fans don't want it, and they're gonna feel like they're invading another scene. They did it with LA Knight. That's what happened with Sami Zayn, and the cycle is just going to continue. And I feel so bad for LA Knight, man. He should already been a world champion years ago. And he proved the little test they try to pull, like he mentioned, make sure he's not just a fluke or a flash in the pan or whatever. Obviously, he proved that. Fans still love the fucking guy. Fans still want him as a world champion in the world title scene fucking 3 years later. What is the wait, man? What is the wait? What did LA Knight do to you, man? Um, Come on, man. You don't want people this much to come out here and say they're wasting them. Obviously, you're always gonna get one or two. And you know what? In the process of running a company, there's always gonna be one or two guys that get left out in that world title scene, that just get left out due to circumstance. But LA Knight should not be one of those people.
Not at all, bro. Not at all, man. And going back to Liv, according to Self-Made PW, the original plans for SummerSlam would see Liv Morgan defending her Women's World Championship against Io Sky. They say right before Mania, they hammered out all their creative till SummerSlam. And then 2 weeks later, they changed a bunch of it. What I will say is before the changes, the expectation was Io versus Liv at SummerSlam. I don't know if that stays, but that was an expectation.
That's gonna be the final. It's instead of SummerSlam, that's gonna be the fucking final to the Queen of the Ring, and then Liv's gonna win it, man. First of all,
It could
their
very well
biggest
be
problem,
both.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's both actually. Which my God, which I mean, it's better than Liv winning the fucking thing, but man, I don't know, man. But like, at the thing you read off is their biggest problem. They wrote all the plans up to SummerSlam, and then 2 weeks later, they just change everything. And it's, you know what? I get changing plans when it calls for them. Someone gets hot, you weren't expecting to. Fans want this. You see an idea that might be better. Okay, you could change your plans for that one, for that reason. But those are none of the reasons why they changed plans. They changed plans just because, you know what? We'll just go with this. You know what? We'll just do that. They don't have any reasons to change plans, which is always so frustrating, man. And you could tell there's no plans for Liv for that women's world title scene, man. And my God, you could tell.
Io versus Liv at SummerSlam. I love Io. I'm not a fan of that idea. I really don't. We seen when Liv was originally women's world champion, we seen a feud with her and Io in late 2024. We also kind of seen them, mixing it up this year a little bit before WrestleMania. Because I believe like Io kept like coming to the aid of Stephanie Vacker, so like we've seen them around each other, and it's like, uh, again, man, it's like, and then too, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do here? Do you do like if you're looking at the Queen of the Ring final, bro? Do you do Io versus Liv in the final? Have Io win and then just face Liv anyway at SummerSlam, or do you have Liv win and challenge Rhea, or do you go the heel route where like Liv is, do you do the whole storyline where like Liv's trying to win so she has the night off at SummerSlam? Like what are you doing here? Like what is this is so shit. And it's like Io is not a bad option to like win Queen of the Ring, but she's established. She's an established name. Like why
Mm-hmm.
not? Again, why not give this shit to somebody like JC Jane? Why not give this shit to somebody like Blake Monroe if she was in the
Jordan.
tournament? Jordan Grace, like somebody new, Roxanne Perez if she wasn't already knocked out of the fucking tournament. But it's like, again, it's like the reliance on like your safe names, and it's no shade on Io at all because Io's one of the best in the world, but like, man, it's just, again, it's so mind-boggling to me, man. The over-reliance on like the same names and the same feuds. Like, try something, bro. Try something. Like, again, like Io is an established name, bro. Fucking uh, again, you have JC Jane, Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe. You had Roxanne. Lyra is in the tournament as well. Like, there's so many younger, and not younger. I'm not trying to say like Io's past her prime or anything, but
No,
there's
but like
people that
fresh.
could, yes, there's people that are fresher that could use an accolade like Queen of the Ring more. But it seems like all we're doing is trying to stat pad our safe names. You know what I mean? And that just to me is just it's just so much of the same, man. It's just so much of the same. And then again too, like I said, bro, we've seen Io and Liv feud before. Like,
We've seen that feud. Like that's where Triple H goes wrong with his main eventers, man, whether they're men or women. He doesn't do character progression, and he'll just like repeat the same feuds and the same matchups over and over again, and they never feel different, man. Like, again, one thing I could say about Tony Khan and his main event scene, anytime two people interact again, it's different. Every time Swerve and Hangman interact, yeah, there's the history between those two that stays the same, but like their interaction this time is always a little different, man. There's always a little bit of a different dynamic, man. And that's something that Triple H doesn't do. Like, yeah, if you really want to do EO and Liv again, you could try, but like, what's different about their characters or their connection to each other? Really, they had no connection to each other to begin with, let alone, with character progression, man. We want fresh names. We want a Roxanne. We want a JC Jane, Blake Monroe, or Jordianne. We want those names to win stuff and be in that scene, man. And we want characters like EO to evolve, change, and feel fresh the next time they are in that position. Triple H just doesn't fucking do that, bro, and it's frustrating.
And we're gonna talk about it like with the men's too, but like, why wasn't like again if you didn't want to go with like a guy like Oba Femi, man, like why couldn't a guy like Chad Gable be put in there? You know what I mean? Which
Man,
did you hear about him?
no, I didn't.
He appeared on SmackDown tonight.
Oh no. Oh my God, what did he do? Oh no.
He confronted
What is
Sami
he doing
Zayn.
on SmackDown? What? Why is he confronting Sami Zayn now? Why are they bringing that stuff up?
Like, bro, why don't you again
What are
put
you
Gable in the
doing,
King of the
Trips?
Ring? Have him fucking go against Cody. Again, have him go against fucking Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. Like, bro, do something different. Do something.
Fuck it.
Like,
Do different shit.
come on, bro. Speaking of King of the Ring,
Have a real American hero.
I literally just seen that, bro. Chad Gable appeared on SmackDown tonight and confronted Sami Zayn. Speaking of King of the Ring, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. For one random thing, dude. Gunther, Sammy, and Gable, all people who've interacted each other all before, doing the same thing, probably gonna interact in all the same ways, dude, with no character progression for any of them. Triple H, that is Triple H, bro. He is anti-character progression.
He is. He genuinely is, bro. King of the Ring. WWE had no firm King of the Ring winner decided when the brackets were revealed. During WrestleVotes Radio, they revealed that WWE had no firm creative set on the King of the Ring winner. They go on to say, in speaking with a source tied into WWE Creative, we've learned that the King of the Ring winner, that this year's King of the Ring tournament was not firmly decided upon when the brackets were revealed last Sunday. According to the source, at least 3 superstars have been pitched internally as potential winners and were strategically positioned throughout the tournament field with the possibility in mind that they could win the thing. You got to figure one's Oba, and then the backing of this report is how do you release a bracket where the creative is not on the same page on who's going to win with the tournament, and then just release it to the public. When I heard this, I said, "You guys have got to be kidding me." Well, I've heard they then say, I think this is somebody who's been bitten by a dog once, bitten by a dog twice, bitten by a dog 3 times, so much that when you get close to any kind of dog, you don't go in with your hand directly out because you're kind of a little bit more timid, a little bit more tradacious.
I hope you do that after one bite of a dog, but all right, very horrible analogy there.
What the fuck are they? Russell,
I guess they're trying to say that they're like
they make the same mistakes a lot.
You know, they keep making the same mistake, but like that analogy is ass, bro. What kind of British ass analogy is that?
I don't know what that was.
The hell?
So they go on to say, let me get past the fluff here. So whether it's Oba, whether it's Seth Rollins, or maybe even Braun Breaker or LA Knight, I could see any 4 of those guys being in there. I could see any of those guys being there that they had plans for here, and I think that's the smart thing to do. They then say, what we're saying is, I genuinely, okay, I think these dudes are just genuinely just rambling on about their own fucking
They're
opinions.
yapping on.
Okay. Well,
Probably.
WWE didn't have a decided winner on who was going to win the King of the Ring tournament this year. How the fuck? The obvious question here, the low hanging fruit, brother. How did you fucking create a bracket and have no idea who you want to win?
Like, dog, what I get. Or if you had a scene where, maybe so far a lot of stories are pretty done, maybe you're looking for a fresh start, maybe you could have three potential people at the same time, and you have the option, maybe we go with this person, maybe we go with that person, or this person. We got options, man. You don't have that scene right now. You don't have the same scene talking about AEW that AEW has with their tournaments. I mean, the Owen is pretty tight as a Will Ospreay win, but if you look at, maybe later down the year with the Continental Classic, later in the year, you could say, it could be Fletcher, it could be Takeshita, it could be this person, it could be Knight, it could be Bailey. You could have a bunch of people for the Continental later in the year. You don't have that really same luxury with your
Yeah.
King of the Ring the way Triple H has booked this scene. It needs to be Oba. In a perfect scene, yeah, it could be Oba, it could be Braun, it could be Chad Gable, it could be
LA
Ilya
Knight.
Dragunov,
Yep.
LA Knight. But you don't have that openness, nor willing to be openness to have that undecided scene. If I have more trust in Tony Khan being undecided going into a tournament than I do Triple H because of the scene that Triple H built for himself. You done locked yourself in for the need, essentially, for Oba to win the tournament and go on to face Roman. Not even that he has to beat Roman, but fucking face Roman. And you don't have the luxury of just being like, we'll see where it takes us. You don't have that luxury, Triple H. You don't giving yourself that luxury, man. And those are the obvious three people they're talking about. They're speculating who could it's Seth, Alba, and Braun are the three people they said, could win it. But in reality, Braun was out the fucking picture. It's really a two possible winner thing. And we know the person who's gonna fucking win the thing. And my God, but what do you think about this, man? My God.
Um. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the bracket, if you're looking at the bracket, you obviously have the four names that they mentioned: Rollins, Knight, Breaker, and Oba Femi. Um. Again, in a perfect world, Oba is the winner. And in a world where I trust Triple H, I would trust him to go down to the wire with LA Knight, with Braun, with Oba, with Seth. You know what I mean? Have
Mm-hmm.
Seth in there as that little like heart attack pick where people say like, "Oh, he could
Yeah.
win.
Oh, he could
He
always
could
win.
win." You know what I mean? But like obviously, have him lose. But I don't trust Triple H. As a matter of fact, in the next story we're about to read, perfectly sniffs out what we had already sniffed out in Seth Rollins may actually win this thing, and that's why I don't. That's why I don't trust. That's why I don't trust Triple H at all. Again, Triple H too, when booking tournaments, like Sir K just said, I have more trust in Tony Khan being undecided on who is
Yeah.
on. And I'm gonna just say it right now: Tony Khan is a better, hands down tournament booker, 1,000%. And again, and Tony Khan has problem. Tony Khan,
He
and
has
again, that
problems.
that's not even a hot take, bro. But like, I just got to throw it out there because like Tony Khan.
That's obvious.
He has 100%. If you think Triple H is a better tournament booker than Tony Khan, then you're an absolute buffoon, bro. Because Tony, again, Tony has his problems with like putting like these random names that like we obviously know aren't gonna win in the tournament. But like, look at last year. Look at last year's Owen, the final to that with Will versus Hangman. Like, bro, that was an unpredictable main event, and it ended up being a banger. And like both outcomes were good. It was kind of just whatever Tony Khan was feeling and whatever made the most sense. Which at the time, and I think it was the right call. It was Hangman Adam Page. Which
Yeah.
you get down the stretch with Triple H, You give us Oba and Seth, I got no fucking faith in Triple H. I got no faith in him to to make the right call. I don't, and again, I don't even have the faith to. I don't have faith in him to even give us like Oba versus LA Knight, because I don't have faith I don't have faith to be in a position where I say, you know what, he gives us Oba versus LA Knight. I would be fine with either guy to win the match. I don't have faith for him to even get us to that point. You know what I mean? He's a horrible tournament booker. And I have no faith in Triple H at all. So, obviously, the last report was from WrestleVotes, man. This one is coming in from Self-Made PW, bro, and they have a completely, it seems like they have a different what is it? A different insight on what the King of the Ring tournament's going to be this year, and they're reporting, and this shit. Oh, oh my god, I couldn't wait to talk about this with you guys, bro. They're reporting that Seth Rollins is the planned winner of this year's King of the Ring tournament, with him set to face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. They say, today, I was talking to somebody about the King of the Ring. What they said to me was there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot all up in the air right now for SummerSlam for whatever reason, and I'm not sure why. What they told me right now, the plan is for Seth Rollins to win the King of the Ring tournament and face Roman Reigns, so that's what I was told.
Man, dude, this is exactly how this tournament and SummerSlam is going to go down. We're going to get down to Oba and Seth. Brock is going to attack Oba, cost Oba the match, and we're going to get Oba Brock 3 at SummerSlam. And then at SummerSlam, due to Seth being the King of the Ring, he is going to go on to face Roman, where he's going to be looking like he might win. But, we also need the third match for Braun and Seth. So Braun, out of anger and jealousy, is going to attack Seth Rollins, costing him his world title, man. And that's what's going to get, him back on the path of the third match for those two. That is what's going to fucking happen for this scene, man. And my God, dude, what is that safe play by the safe playbook bullshit? Is that, first of all, Seth don't need to be King of the Ring.
No.
He don't need that. He is Seth fucking Rollins, bro. He has got accolades out the dick of shit he has under his belt, bro. He don't need this. Imagine how good Oba would look if he beat Brock at WrestleMania. He went on, boom, King of the Ring. Bam. He don't even, again, he doesn't even need to beat Roman. I would prefer it. It doesn't even need to happen. He just needs to get there in the first place. Accolade secured. He's not securing that accolade. Triple H is a fucking moron, and they already teased the Seth and Roman match, man. And Roman, he's got a bloodline behind him. Seth, he's trying to make a group to go against the Vision. The Vision is getting depowered, man. Who is this group that he is selecting to be on his side really for? Is it for the Vision? Or is it for the bloodline?
Ugh.
Come on, man. Come the fuck on. Because I'm sure they're going to get the tag titles. The Street Profits are going to get the tag titles from the Vision. Who's going to want the tag titles? The Usos, man. My God, that's the shit they're setting up. And that's horrible. That's a slap in the face to Oba. That's a slap in the face to the King of the Ring. Having the same... Dude... The King of the Ring was one of the big breakouts for Stone Cold, and now you just use it as just the most generic top guy wins it. Shocker. Shit ever, dude. Your mentality is so right with this thing, dude. It should be the shocking young guy or the shocking up and coming guy. This should be your chance to catapult. WWE likes to play it safe with the Royal Rumble. If you play it safe with the Royal Rumble, you have to take risk and be different with King of the Ring. You can't have both. You can't play both safe. Gotta pick one. Either go with the shocking person for the Rumble and play it safe with the King of the Ring, or reverse, man. And they're not gonna do that. Oh man, it's gonna be a Seth Rollins win. Oh, that's so infuriating.
Look at all the big theme matches for the year. By the end of the year, we could be looking at a Roman Reigns Rumble win, a Randy Orton Chamber win, a Rollins King of the Ring victory, and a CM Punk Money in the Bank win for the third time.
The safest options for every big gimmick match that has a big, thing attached to it. All instant, already Triple H favorite circle main eventers.
Which, like, bro, look at every look genuinely, man, look at everything you'd have done. Now, if you give us, like, let's say for WrestleMania, you had, for the build to WrestleMania, bro, you had Jacob Fatu run through the Elimination Chamber. Fans fucking fall in love with him more than they already love the guy. Boom, gets a shot with Cody, star-making performance. Great. And you go on to King of the Ring, and you got a guy like Oba Femi run through the tournament, and the fans just the fans love how he's just fucking steamrolling the competition in his very dominant fashion. Great. Everybody already loves the guy. He's already the talk of the town. Amazing. Then you have this fucking slimeball asshole heel in Dominic Mysterio win Money in the Bank, and then perform a fucking dope ass cash in, bro. Like, that's the kind of shit, because like, that's that's what you need. You need star-making fucking performances, bro. If the Knicks kept Jalen Brunson on the fucking bench ever since he signed, then he wouldn't be the Jalen Brunson that we know today. But what did they do? Yes, they took a chance on a guy to lead the team. They took a chance on a free agent, signed him when fucking nobody believed in the guy. Now they're in the fucking NBA finals, bro. Like, you gotta fucking take a chance, and we say it every fucking week. I'm tired of saying this shit, dog. I'm so fucking tired of saying this shit. I cannot buy what you do not sell me, Paul. If you keep it in the fucking back, if it's in fucking receiving all day, and it's not out on the shelf, I can't buy it, bro. I can't buy it. Why are you hiding these people behind this glass where we can see what they're capable of, but we can't quite fucking grasp it yet, because you apparently you fucking banged your head on your monitor one too many times, and now you don't know what you're doing. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, seeing that this story damn near pissed me off even worse than the next one we're about to go to. And it pisses me off because we've been saying it. Ever since this bracket came out, we've literally been saying, do not be shocked if Triple H goes with Rollins to win this whole fucking tournament, because he had Rollins win Money in the Bank last year and he shouldn't have. And he's given people accolades that he shouldn't have. He stat pads people, because this is something we've come to know with Triple H. He's gonna give a guy like Cody Rhodes back-to-back Royal Rumble wins. He's gonna give Roman Reigns another Rumble win in this stage of his career. He's gonna give Rollins a Money in the Bank. He's gonna give Randy Orton a fucking chamber win. This dude is stupid, bro. This dude has no fucking thought in his brains anymore, dog. All he cares about is fucking stat padding. He loves to stat pad so hard, you might as well call him fucking MVP Russell Westbrook, bro. I mean, but at least Russ played with heart. This dude's a fucking coward, bro. This dude's a coward. He runs away from the big moment. When it's time for him to take the big shot, he passes the ball, because he can't fucking shoot, dog. At least Russ played with heart. He is a straight coward, dog. You mean to tell me you created a tournament that has fucking LA Knight in it, that has Oba Femi in it, that has Oba Femi, that had Carmelo Hayes in it, Dom Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, LA Knight, Ricky Sainz, Javon Evans, and you fucking mustered up Seth Rollins to stat pad people that don't need to be stat padded. This dude is a multi-time WWE champion, Grand Slam champion. He's a part of one of the greatest fucking factions of all time. Two-time Mr. Money in the Bank, WrestleMania, two-time WrestleMania main eventer. Modern day Mr. WrestleMania needs to be stat padded.
He really is, dude.
You gotta
He needs to be.
You gotta be joking me, Paul. You gotta be joking me. At this point, instead of being at the end of the game where you're allowed the chance to take the game-winning shot, can you just sub yourself out? Can you please? Because holy, bro, Roman and Seth at SummerSlam, you've just gotta be you've gotta be joking me how you fucking actually think that's a good idea. No, but so you like your bloodline lore and you love your Shield lore for some reason. What is wrong? Like, genuinely, bro, what is your problem? What is your problem, bro? Like,
He's gotta have a problem.
what about that
Dude,
what about that screams biggest party of the summer? What about that gets me hyped for the end of the summer? What about that fucking makes me look at US Bank Stadium and fucking and say, man, I can't wait till we get there in the same, this is the same building the fucking fake demon JJ McCarthy plays in, and you're showing me, Paul, that you are a fake ass demon, bro. You're a fake demon.
he's a fake demon. He is a fake demon, man. You have the potential with the call-ups of such interest and such fan just wanting them to be big that you have on the scene. You do nothing with them with this King of the Ring. You could have Javon Evans be there and get booted out, and that could further his character frustration that you showed with that Penta match, dude. You could further that story. You on the SmackDown side, you could have maybe Trick and Carmelo in a match in there, man, and maybe it doesn't go Trick's way and Carmelo advances to end up being booted out, and maybe he'd say, hey, I got to win over you in the tournament. Let me get a title shot, man. You could take this fucking tournament and not only have someone young and interesting win it, but do so much other shit inside of the tournament on the journey that you fucking fail to do because you're like, oh man, we don't want nobody to look bad, dude, because we don't know how to fucking make people look good. So let's just do a bunch of fatal four ways like a coward. That is the most coward shit in the world, to do fatal four ways, and then you do all that to set up Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for Shield lore, for Bloodline lore, for Roman Reigns to look over to the Street Profits and say, this guy, you can't trust him. He turned on me in the Shield, man. And for Seth to look at the Usos and say, you're still with him after all he did to you? How could you do that? That is the only thing they are going to do with this fucking matchup. And I am sick and I am tired of this scene. I'm sick of the same 5, 6 people winning the same big accolades over and over and over again. Dude, you have Roman Reigns. You have Randy Orton winning the Chamber. You have Seth Rollins being King of the Ring. And the cherry on top is going to be CM Punk winning the Money in the Bank briefcase again in his career. For what is that going to be, a third time in his career? Are you fucking kidding me, you dumb fucking idiot Mark Triple H, bro? What is the scene? You can't have people win unique shit, have Oba or Braun or fucking anybody win the fucking King of the Ring. You can't have fucking Dom, Braun, fucking somebody win win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Holy Gable, fucking Gable. And then next year, we'll get to it with Mania. I'm sure I know who's going to win fucking Royal Rumble. Are you kidding me, Triple H? You have to be on the run of repetitive decisions, bro. He has to be.
This is just, man, this is this shit is genuinely infuriating to hear, man. I don't understand how this dude continues to get away with quite frankly being able to breathe inside of the arena, bro. How he's even let in past the metal detector is just ridiculous to me, man. You showing up to work with these kind of ideas tells me that again, it tells me you're a fake demon, bro. You're a fake ass demon. All you fucking do is go out there and hype up your show like you're fucking booking some Dark Knight fucking production every week. You fucking fake ass demon, and all you do, bro, and all you do is never execute, bro. You never execute a fucking thing. Everything's a joke to you, Paul. Everything is a fucking joke to you. Oh my god. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I don't fucking care. Okay? I don't care. Unless I see Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay and the Death Riders fucking pull up through the crowd on Monday Night Raw to spice the fucking feud up, I don't want to see Roman and Seth Rollins. I don't care. Again, unless I fucking see the one true king feuding with his Shield buddies, I don't care for Shield lore. Okay? This isn't the Shield. The Shield was not Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, bro. The Shield was Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Jon Moxley. Don't fucking got him. I don't care for the lore. What are you going to try to show me, Paul? Are you going to try to fucking restore the Shield feeling with Rollins and the Street Profits and Joe Henry to go up against the Bloodline? Come on now, bro. Get a fucking grip. Seth Rollins winning King of the Ring. Great. That's another year where your young crop looks like the biggest group of fucking scrubs that don't live up to the moment. Yep. That's what your young crop looks like.
That's what they do to them, man. They set them up for failure, and they wonder why, why they're not at the top, because you don't put them at the top.
Bro, AEW. Do you know what AEW's once young crop is doing now? AEW's young crop is a guy in Darby Allin, former tag team champion, former TNT champion, former world champion, MJF, 3-time world champion, fucking Dynamite Diamond fucking winner, however many times. Some of the best storylines in the company's history. Darby Allin paired with Sting, one of the best tag teams in company history. And again, MJF, actually 2 of the best storylines in company history. Hangman Adam Page, 2-time world champion. That's what their young crop did. That's what their young crop went on to do. All WWE's young crop does is fucking sit there and have to wait till they get older.
Yep. That's all you have to do, man. The AEW's young crop is now already their classic and main event classic crop, where they're already planting the seeds and sprouting the new crops for the send off for the tides of change, man. They're setting up Kyle Fletcher, Takeshna, Kevin Knight. Now they took who was technically, if you look technically, a tag team guy on their show and have him in the main event ending segment to one of their pay-per-views turn heel on one of their premier AEW top guys. They had a pay-per-view end off like that. You ain't gonna see Triple H do that type of shit, dude. You're not having him have the balls to do that type of shit. Come on, bro. This is what you should be doing, bro. We should see, from like I said, from everything you set up last year, Braun should already be world champion. Braun should already be in that picture. You failed that shit. Oba should secure it this year. And they're not going to have him secure it this year, bro. Fucking LA Knight should have secured this shit 3 fucking years ago. And he fucking didn't get to. Come the fuck on. I am sick and tired of the same people. Cody, Seth, Roman, Randy, fucking sometimes Drew, but also sometimes Drew is simultaneously in that circle, but also a complete victim at the same time. How do you fucking manage that? I don't fucking know. Yep. But dog, I am sick and I am tired of these people facing the same people with no character progression and no changes, dude. Like, you had AEW's had Adam Page in the world title scene multiple times. Every time, it was fucking different, dude. Every big character and every big storyline is different. He had his rise, he had his fall, he had his re-rise, and it all felt different, dude. Triple H, you can't do that. He can't turn out an Adam Page. He can't.
Man. And the final story for today, according to Self-Made PW, this is really the I think the Rollins one pissed me off more, but this is genuinely like the cherry on top of the fucking cake. And this one is, again, not that this one didn't piss me off, because trust me, it did. According to Self-Made PW, WWE has future plans for Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns. And Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. However, one could be scrapped if The Rock wants to wrestle at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. They say, here's the deal with the Seth Rollins situation. I asked about Seth and Roman for SummerSlam, and they told me, look, Roman is going to work both Oba and Seth. And I was told the Seth match is going to be at SummerSlam, and the other one, the Oba match, I love how the Oba match is described as the other one, is going to be at WrestleMania, unless Dwayne decides he wants to wrestle at Saudi. That's what I was told. Roman is going to work Seth at SummerSlam and Oba for WrestleMania if The Rock doesn't want to wrestle. So my first question is, what if Rock does want to wrestle? Does Oba just have to fucking get brushed to the side? Does,
Yes.
how about this,
100%.
Paul? Why don't you put the title on Oba at SummerSlam, which frees Roman up for the Rock match at WrestleMania? And then guess what? If The Rock doesn't want to wrestle, then you could do your Rollins match as your non-title match. And just fucking, since you want it at WrestleMania so bad, just do it and don't hog a title up for it. Since you want the title so bad. And now, yes, Sir K, you're correct. If you were thinking logically, yes, that's where you do the blow-off Fatu match. I would agree. But if you want your Rollins match so fucking bad, have that be the backup plan if Dwayne doesn't want to wrestle. But no, we have Oba Femi, the backup plan for The Rock, and Rollins is the for sure match at SummerSlam. Holy shit, Paul. What
And
the
that's and you say for sure match, and that's like the perfect way to describe how this went. They said, okay, we do want Oba, but we really want that Seth and Roman match. We can only really guarantee one. So of course, they guarantee the Seth and Roman match. Are like, well, we could do the Oba match, man, but if The Rock comes back, we're doing The Rock, man. And genuinely, there's a chance he might not show, man, but it's Saudi. It's Saudi money.
Yes.
I really wouldn't doubt if Rock does take the time to show up, man. And that would mean, how is The Rock going to get, to Roman, man? Because you're going to set up WrestleMania more than likely with Punk, Money in the Bank for Cody. Somehow, some way with that circle, man. So is it going to be The Rock winning the Royal Rumble? That's horrible. Or if The Rock just comes in and says, okay, I'm giving myself the title match against Roman. I'm the final boss. What the fuck do you do with the Royal Rumble? Do you just have CM Punk cashing on Cody and then Cody just win the Rumble to get to Punk? Probably. That's probably the two. Genuinely, the two Royal Rumble winners are more likely Rock or Cody Rhodes again. Brother, what in the absolute fuck are we fucking doing? And then what do you do with Oba? If Rock comes back, you know what they'll probably do with Oba? If Fatu is still, in that reluctant circle around Roman Reigns, they're going to set up Oba and Fatu. Fatu's going to lose, be pissed at Roman, and that's going to be the final straw with Roman Reigns. That broke the camel's back. Are you fucking kidding me? What is that, bro? What is that? That is horrible. The fact that Oba is your backup plan just goes to show you don't deserve no young talent. You don't deserve to build nobody up. You don't deserve none of this. You don't deserve the roster that works for you, Triple H. You should, at that point, fire everybody except your main 7 guys, and that's it. Because that's all who face each other. Come on, man. That's just... How can you invest as a fan when that is their plan? You can't. You literally can't.
It's hard, man. It's fucking hard, bro. It's like, again, you have all this boatload of fucking talent, and you're still bringing people in. You're still bringing promising people in, and none of them see the light of day. But we hear stories like this. Like, this is what happens when you get over on your own, and you're a promising young guy that was on a WrestleMania post show calling out the world champion. all for you to not do anything with it until a year later with a giant question mark next to it, because you maybe will do it if The Rock doesn't show. But if he does, then, oh, sorry, Oba. Sorry that you were, over as fuck. You're literally over as fuck. And I'm going to continue to use what Triple H said. Sorry, you made yourself the talk of the town. We're going to give you the match against Roman Reigns with a giant fucking question mark next to it, because that question mark means only if The Rock doesn't make himself available, then you can have the Roman Reigns match. How do you invest? Like LA Knight was saying in his interview, how do you invest? How do you sink your teeth into anything? How?
You can't. You literally can't.
There's no nuance. There's no fresh aspect to this television, man. It is all based around your 7 guys with your honorary 8 being The Rock if he decides to ever show his face. It's your, again, I would probably even say your honorary, not your honorary, your staple 5 guys. You're 5 fucking guys that you just love, and you will stat pad them till the end of time. Oba Femi being a backup plan for Roman Reigns, being the shit that you hyped us up for. That was on a WWE post show. It wasn't these guys going out on a limb on Twitter calling each other out because they wanted the match. No, bro, they were on a WWE produced post show.
Calling crazy.
Fans were going fucking nuts for it, bro. Fans were going nuts for it, and just a backup plan for Dwayne, man. Such a backup plan, just a backup plan for Dwayne. If that doesn't fucking tell you everything wrong, if that does not tell you everything wrong with what WWE's got going on for themselves, I don't know what does. And Sir K, you couldn't have said it better, bro. He does not deserve the fucking roster of young, promising talent that he has, because he I swear to God, he will go to the ends of earth to get his real main event talent to not interact with them.
No. And if they do, it's an obvious win, because in the future they'll grow and get the strength to and get the knowledge to one day finally beat those people. One day, man.
The fuck are they?
One day.
8-year-old kids? Like what?
Dude, they act like these people are fucking 19 years old. They're not. They're young, but they're good young. You want these people to be this age and this skilled and this fucking fruitful for the ages, bro. Yes, none of these people are in their prime yet. That's good. To have them get victories now, have them do things now. So when they hit their prime, not only do they already have the accolades, they're already established, and they're gonna feel different when they hit their prime. Triple H doesn't deserve the roster he has of young people, man. He doesn't capitalize on any of them at any point ever. And Triple H just he doesn't know what he's doing in that position, man. And man, it sucks to see, because they could be doing so much, but so many of these new, fresh, young talent really being used and really being presented, they're just not, bro. And I thought Mania looked bad a few months ago with Roman and Seth, and then Cody and Punk. Now we get Cody and Punk and Roman and Rock. Horrible, abysmal shit for WrestleMania.
This dude doesn't have a fucking shot in the dark on what's going on, man. I swear on everything, he doesn't, bro. He doesn't have a fucking clue. He doesn't have a clue, man. Hey, that's everything we got here today for you guys, man. This is genuinely some of the more infuriating news that this is the, like, literally, like, when you talk about a double header of infuriating news, it's these 2 stories right here, man. This is absolutely terrible. And this is why nobody gets excited for WWE week to week in 2026, man. Nope. Shit like that is exactly why. Absolutely ridiculous. Triple H should be absolutely ashamed of himself as a booker. He shouldn't even be able to call himself a booker for even coming up with ideas of such. Ridiculous. Now, with that, that's going to do it for this edition of NHP, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Everybody, Everybody, we had everybody out today, man. We got Manager Logan, we got Durante, we got Gotti, we got Bell. Thank you guys so very much for joining us, as always. And with that, it has been a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
That is going to do it for episode 321 of the news. Thank you guys, as always. Thank you guys for joining us a little bit early. Thank you guys. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy Game 2 of your NBA Finals. And we will see you all on Monday with Unscripted.
Peace.